morning. Your hat is better than mine. Damn it. Your hat is so cool.
Not.
What's on your
Can you hear
hat?
me?
Yeah. What's on
What's
your
on my
hat?
hat?
Yeah.
Reindeer.
Oh. How you
And
doing this
then
morning?
there's Santa.
Good morning.
Hey,
Are
wait
you
a
high
minute.
already?
That's Santa.
That's
Oh, there you are. Hey, you.
Damn. You went to bed high and then you woke up high still? Or did you just wake and bake again? Because that's awesome. You did.
What are you? Are you the researcher in the lab?
Yeah,
Are
didn't
you?
you know? I'm officially the FBI.
I'm just acting this way so that to give you a chuckle. I'm not high.
Yes, you
Stay in
are.
school, kids. Say no to drugs.
That's all right. We're already talking high, so YouTube already hates me this morning. Just wait for it to go blank. We'll probably, YouTube will cut us off at least 3 times today.
I say no to drugs. It gives more for the rest of us.
That's right. That's right. Check your candies, kids, y'all. Check your candies, kids. Or kids' candy. Good Lord. Now I'm high.
Did somebody go to bed stoned and then they woke up stoned and then they smoked some more stoned and then they got stoned and
Oh my God. Thank you, Shake and Bacon. Did you see the video I posted in the grounded chat this morning? Just want you to know. I found comedy gold.
I'm getting ready to get the reindeer to go.
Yeah. How's your day been so far? You're like 3 hours ahead, so you've already been up and about this morning.
Well, yeah, one could say that. Up and about.
Yeah.
I didn't get up.
Oh, you haven't gotten up yet?
I did get up. I did physically get up,
Okay.
and then I got back down.
Okay, good. That's good. It's only Tuesday, so.
Well, I had a little drama last night before I went to sleep. So
But you were sleeping while you were on the phone with us last night. What do you mean?
well, after I got off the thing with y'all last night, I was laying down here and I was watching something on YouTube, and I heard this crash.
Oh no.
And I looked over, and one of the coat racks on the door that's been up there for 10 years fallen off.
Oh no. Did it just break? Is it broken or just fall?
My coat's got too fat. My coat's got fat.
That's okay. Shake and Bacon says that video was supposed to be dead and buried. Do you remember the video we were listening to last night?
Wait a minute, which one?
Shake and Bacon's video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Shake and Bacon. I tell everybody I should be working for the FBI because I can find anyone. And we were curious me and Les Phones were talking last night as to we were curious of what you looked like. And it just came up and I was like, all right, give me 5 minutes. I'm gonna find it. And 5 minutes and I fucking found those videos. I tell all you men, like, you need to remember that women are born with FBI DNA. We can find anything, like literally anything. Huh, Warren? What's wrong with you today? You're so quiet.
A bowl just fell off the shelf.
Oh my God. Are you sure you don't have ghosts? First your coat
I know.
rack, now your bowl. I think you have ghosts.
See, I think someone died in this apartment uh, a long time. This is an old building. It's like close to 100 years old, and I think someone died in this. But we have an understanding.
Okay,
In
you and the
ghost.
ghost. Okay.
When the ghost does shit like this with the bowl, I don't freak out and go, "Oh, get the holy water or get an exorcist." I'm just like, all right. I look at this. I look at it by situation. The plastic bowl, right?
Yep.
And it'd be like if a cat got on a coffee table and there was like a little glass or something there, and the cat just went and just
Ding
kind of
ding
went.
ding 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 ding.
Right, you're not gonna be like that cat's evil.
No,
You're just be like, oh, I gotta clean that up, but that was so precious.
I would say he's evil for sure. And then I would yell at him and be like, "This is why we can't have nice things."
If you're gonna get a cat, you just should know that going into it that they are evil. You
Yeah.
should not discover that cats are evil once you are in mid ownership,
Mm-hmm.
because that's not how that works.
Oh, yeah. Well, too
Um,
late for me. Dude, fucking Burton has like this little walkway right here, and he just loves going back and forth. Just zoom, 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 zoom. I hear every all night long. I always like terrified that he's gonna knock down my TV.
he's probably running a secret meth lab.
That's what I'm saying. He's got to be on some kind of drugs for sure. Burton is
He's on
psychotic
them drugs.
on the
He's on them
nerds.
drugs. He's
Yeah.
the drugs.
Yeah, Brandy, I know. Yeah, Brandy still has 7 cats. She loves those kitties though.
Cats are great though. They really are like for me because I like I like physical touch or whatever, but I also like space, right?
Mhm.
That's what cats do. Cats are just like the same way. They're just like he's warm. Let me go over there, and then the
Mhm.
cat will come up to you and just kind of like me, just to say that like, hey, I'm alive. I'm gonna do something over here. And
Mhm.
you're like, all right, cat. And the cat gets you in your lap and then, does the little,
Mhm. Yep.
right? And then you're like, oh, well, that's cute. You chill, you and the cat there, maybe like 10, 15 minutes later,
Mhm. I
that
got
cat's
some
like,
I got some really cute black fuzzy slippers a few months back, and I don't even own them anymore because Burton loves to just grab one of them and then like he has it hanging from his mouth and he'll walk around the house like it's a catch. And so I'm like, all right, fine, you can have my slippers. You're cute. You're cute. Just take him. I'll get some more slippers. He's so fucking cute. He just walks around pouncing around with his slipper hanging out of his mouth, like, yeah, I caught this, bitches.
well, there are known to be in your neck of the woods, literally uh, wild roaming bunches
Yeah.
of wild slippers.
Yeah. Wild slippers. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Always.
yeah. And so your cat probably did catch that.
Yeah,
That's
I've
probably
probably got like 10 pairs of slippers all around the house for different areas, so he'll grab a pair, absolutely. I thought you were gonna say I have wild animals in my mountains, which made me remember I have fucking raccoons living in my boat right now. A whole family of raccoons living in my boat.
Oh, you have raccoons? Oh, nice. Oh,
Yeah,
raccoons.
yeah. I've got a boat in my driveway that we got it one summer from my husband's dad, and we rode it on the lake for like 2 or 3 times. It's like an old 70s boat. And then the it overheated. Like I think we blew the head gasket on the boat. So we can't drive it anymore. So it's been sitting in our driveway for like probably 2.5 years now with just the cover over it. Haven't touched it, don't even look at it, waiting to get the engine fixed on it. And my husband came home the other day and parked right next to it and got out of his car, and there was a raccoon looking at him from under the little tarp thing in the boat, and then like 3 of her little babies were all in there too. So, yeah. So now I've got 3 cats, 2 dogs, a skunk under my house, and 3 raccoons in my boat. I am
Oh my
Dr.
God.
Doolittle.
You are Dr. Doolittle. Can you talk to these animals and like
No,
they'll
I can give them food, but no, they're mean. They're not afraid of humans, so I don't mess with them.
no, you don't try to talk to them.
No, no. I mean, I've tried, but they just like when they used to live in the basement next door, but they totally gutted out the house and remodeled it so they can sell it. And they used to climb up the tree next door, and I would sit there and I would talk to them, but no, they would just stare at me like I was a fucking psycho. So no. And usually, like when I would catch, like in my last house, I would catch them on my deck, like on my front porch right there. And I would open my window and I'd look at them and I'd be like, hi. And they'd look at me and then they just slowly start to walk away like, who the fuck are you? I didn't expect you. And then they'd go. But there was one time they were up in my tree and I was trying to get them down because I didn't want them to get hurt or anything, which I didn't know. I was like new to the mountain and new to raccoons. So I was grabbing my broom and I was like, using my broomstick to, because their hands were like on the branches. I was using the broomstick to like wedge their hands in between the branch and then lift their hands up and bring it down so that they would step down slowly. But they were looking at me like, no, bitch, I ain't going nowhere. Like, you can move my hand, but I'm putting it right back.
Right.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
Especially when they're not afraid of humans. They're crazy out here. They just like treat you like you're the zoo animal and they're the free people and they're looking at you in the cage like, I don't know if I like that animal, and just keep going.
We got raccoons a lot around. You go to places that are close to the woods in Brooklyn, and these are fat daddies too. These are like big round bowling ball size raccoons. You know, they just waddle through there. You know, they're not like the cute little, skinny ones that are just like, hey, what's going on? Oh, and you're like, they're like eating dog food. Oh, that's precious. No, this is just like,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah. You
and
don't
good,
realize how
good
big
in the
they are.
morning.
Yeah, you don't
It's
realize how
huge.
big they are until they're like right there in your face. Because their hair just makes them huge and they're just so like they're just these big old puffballs. Same with skunks too. Like I never realized how big those fools can get. Their tails are bigger than their bodies.
Well, we have so many parks. Like, there's like there's Central Park and all the big ones, but then you have all these smaller parks within the neighborhoods and stuff too. So between amongst the raccoons and the squirrels, the rats and the pigeons, that's probably your 4 primary uh, animal uh, sources here that are indigenous to the city now. Uh, and they're all fat because
Mm-hmm.
there's too much to eat. Will still do that. They still throw out food and stuff like that. Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's crazy. Like these hats. These
That's
hats
right.
is crazy.
So how was your day yesterday? Or how have you been?
It's Saturday night. What's today?
Yeah.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Sunday, Monday.
You gotta
Uh,
speak louder.
no,
That's how it sounds. That's how it's sounding. You're going like this.
it's because I'm sad, Jimmy.
Oh, why are you sad?
I'm sad
Why are you
because
because Christmas is coming. Christmas sucks.
no, I don't know. I'm not sad. I'm a little sad. Um, I'm ready. I'm ready for a fun and exciting adventure with you today That is for sure. Um, should I bring something along on the trip? Should I bring a snack or something?
Yes, always bring snacks, especially if we're getting stoned. For sure.
Okay.
Do I
All
have
right.
any snacks? I
Okay.
got snacks. I got candy popcorn if I get hungry. Yeah. You know, they come in like that big cone package. Mm-hmm.
You know, you ever seen like the cheddar puffs?
Yes.
They had so at the little corner store they have instead of cheddar puffs, they're barbecue puffs. And
Ooh.
oh yeah, like it's like this honey barbecue kind of thing. It's like really good.
Sounds
Goes good.
bomb.
Goes good with a Sammy.
Right.
You eating a Sammy. Yama, 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 and then you just like, and you get to hear that crunch sound,
Mm-hmm.
like you're eating packing peanuts.
Mm-hmm. That's the most like obsessive part of those kinds of foods is the crunchiness. Because I could be full of shit and not even like the taste of it, but just continue eating just because I like the crunchy feel.
The oral fixation. That's the same thing with smokers. It's like it's not really what's in the cigarette. It's just the
The way it
motion.
makes, yep,
Yeah,
yep,
that
absolutely.
what do they call that muscle memory? You're
Yeah.
just so used to. I know I was in there. I smoked for like 15 years,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, I know what it's like to you know the lighter motion.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in the mouth. Ooh,
Yep. Yep.
um,
Even like the smoke
like,
coming out of the mouth is like the addicting part because you can I've had a cigarette where like I'll smoke a cigarette with my eyes closed the whole time and it won't even feel like I had a cigarette just because I never saw smoke. It's weird.
really.
Mhm.
So there's that visual attachment to it too.
Mhm.
You can't really no. That's interesting. I've never thought about it that way.
Yeah, it's
Um,
I've tried it because I was like, "Well, maybe if I close my eyes and don't see the smoke, it'll help," and no, it just made me feel like I'm not smoking.
that's crazy.
I know. I've tried so many ways to quit.
I tell you, the my journey was wild. So okay, so I went from cigarettes, like packs of cigarettes, to I think I went to a pipe. I got cigarette tobacco and put it in a pipe.
Mhm.
And then I went to and then I quit for a while. And then I came back. Let's see, so I came back to cigarettes again, but then I went to a vaporizer. Then I went back to like a regular pipe, and then I
Mhm.
went to a bubbler, and then I finally quit.
See, that's awesome. Now, did you quit
Hey,
because you
what?
tried all those things and just none of them worked or something? You didn't like it? So you're just like, "Fuck it, I'm done?"
Nah, I was unemployed and out of money, so it's like food, smoking, food,
Oh.
food, food went out. I know, right?
Hey, that's a good way to quit, though. I mean, being forced to, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, and I miss it sometimes. I get a little stressed, and because I know that's a good little stress
Yeah.
reliever, a little temporary.
Yep.
But
Yep.
then there's the stuff around it, like you don't you never smell it you're on yourself anymore. You don't so you don't know if you smell like cigarette smoke or something like that. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, see,
but
I'm like Les Bones. It's hard for me to go to places too, because like, certain places that smell like cigarettes will remind me of my childhood. Like if I go into a house that's where the people are smokers in the house and it's just got that stale cigarette smell, it's nostalgic for me. It reminds me of my grandma's house growing up. So because I grew up in houses where my mom smoked in them, my grandma smoked in them. So to me, that's
Oh yeah.
that stale cigarette smoke smell is super nostalgic for me. It sucks. I know. I've got a good memory with it.
Yeah, that's that whole the cigarette smoke in the house, particularly in the South too, was like a whole vibe. I think it was more like an urban thing too. I mean, I know people smoked everywhere, like
Mhm.
the cities inside and stuff, but like yeah, it was just like you walk into somebody else's house, like you're a kid or something, right? And your house smells a certain way, and then you go out and you go to somebody else's place, and it smells like a certain way. It would always be like cigarette smoke or something like
Mhm.
that. And inevitably there'd be somebody there just like an aunt or somebody or like a neighbor or something. Somebody's done lit up.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, Les Bones, it's the same with my grandma. Like when my grandma passed away and we took all the pictures off of her wall because she smoked in her house like her whole life. There was like you pull off the pictures, the frames off the wall, and there's like a different color behind the frames compared to the rest of the walls. It's got that
Hey,
yellow tint.
yeah, yeah,
Which you've
you
just
know,
thought, your whole life that your grandma just had like this yellow tinted wall paint, like paint on her wall, but no, it's actually from all the cigarette smoke over the last like 15 years.
Willie says he says before I quit smoking, I stopped smoking inside for years, which made it easier to quit. Yeah, it's all about breaking
Oh, there it is.
those routines that you have with smoking. Like I would always have a cigarette right after eating something,
Mm.
right? So
Mhm.
all right, tasted good, didn't it?
Mhm.
Woo!
But see, that's where my brain is like, I know that there's such thing as a mind over matter and how powerful the brain is because my brain will just tolerate shit. It's like, okay, Jimmy, you've got kids, you can't smoke in the house, so you have to smoke outside. Well, my stupid ass decided that I was going to start bringing a heater outside so I can stay warm. And then now I just sit outside for like 2 to 3 hours, every time, and then come in for a little bit and then go back out for another 2 to 3 hours. So I ended up fucking myself on that. Like now I just go outside and smoke for hours.
Well, I mean, you're outside to it, and I don't know. I'm one of those people. I like to be outside too, uh, when I can. Obviously, if it's not like 5 degrees or a hurricane or something like that outside. Uh,
Mhm. See, I wish I was as smart
yeah.
as like everyone in the comments section. They like Bacon hasn't smoked, Les Bones doesn't smoke, Amber doesn't smoke. Like Shaken Bacon says he never smoked because he know if he did, he would like it too much. Amber says that she saved her lungs for the pot. I wish I was
Nice.
as smarter as all of them. Yeah, because my stu my dumbass decided to start smoking right as soon as my grandma had passed away. It was something that I was like 17 years old. Me and my sister were like, I think my sister was 16 and I was 17. And my grandma had just passed away from lung cancer. She had been smoking Pall Mall non filters for like 50 plus years, got lung cancer. And then within 3 months, she was fucking gone. And so me and my sister were like, well, to send off grandma, to say goodbye to her, let's steal a pack of her cigarettes and go down the hill and smoke one of them together. And then that's what pretty much started me doing it, was to kind of say thank you to grandma and send her off with a cigarette that I'd never tried before in remembrance of her. And I was like, that was it. That started me.
Wow.
Hmm. I know I did it. I started for the worst thing. That's why I know like people telling me how bad it could be and how much it could kill you and stuff would never work for me, because if I started it because of my grandma dying of lung cancer, there's just nobody can tell me shit about giving up. It has to be my own trick to in my head to get over it.
So you blame your grandmother for it. That's
No, I
pretty.
blame myself because my stupid ass
That's
decided
pretty
to
fucked
steal a
up.
pack of her cigarettes and go down and smoke one of them.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up, man.
Well, I thought,
You
if my grandma was that obsessed with it for that long to where it made her die, there was something that had to have been good about it, and that's where my mind was at 17 years old. So
cigarettes are an enigma. I mean, in a way, they're kind of like guns, right? You have
yeah, because it was always around me.
well, yeah, and and guns provide a certain stimulus for a person. You know, it might provide some security, or if somebody wants to get some vengeance on somebody, that may provide that kind of woohoo. Now I can go do whatever kind of thing, or you may be like, oh, this is a cool whatever. I'm going to go to the pistol range and go shoot it, whatever your flavor is, right?
Hmm.
Um, but it you I don't know, what were we talking about?
Smoking.
Well, it's like there's an addiction. There's an addiction with the cigarettes and with like guns, right?
Hmm.
And we know guns can kill you, and we know that cigarettes can kill you too. But yet there's an addiction, even sometimes like an appreciation. Some people just like the taste of smoking too. You
Hmm.
know, if you get some really good tobacco that's not like infused with 6,000 chemicals like you do in all malls. If you get
Hmm.
that, but I'm not endorsing smoking. I'm just saying if you are going to smoke and you can't stop smoking, at least smoke some good shit.
Right.
Uh, stop smoking that trash. And but it's all convenient. That's the thing too. You could pop in any store. There's more likely there's cigarettes there.
Hmm.
That's good. You
Did you
know,
hear they recently banned menthols, or they're going to ban menthols? Which
that's
I
so
think that's
stupid.
crazy. Yeah, because menthols has been around for a long time. There's a large population that still smokes menthols, and it's usually people of color. So why are they doing that? Like menthols isn't, I understand banning the flavored tobacco so that way kids don't want to get it, but menthols has been around and it's not a flavored thing. I mean it is, but it's
No,
not, you know?
it ain't something kids would like. It'd
Mm-mm.
be just like, ooh, it'd be like smoking Vicks vapor rub.
Exactly.
Uh,
I only like menthols when I'm sick. When I'm sick, they're great.
I'll smoke menthols in a pinch. I used to. There used to be some. That's my last resort cigarette. Some people that's like their number one go to. I'm like, all right, 8 Mile, you go for it, man. You
Mhm.
down with the Newports. I'm just
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's just like that taste. I don't know. And then I found out that there's like fiberglass in the filters and stuff.
Yeah.
All that shit's like, yeah, you know.
Mhm.
But like I said, in a pinch. So when I first moved to New York, there was a little bodega not far down the street, and they sold fish. Right. It was just basically single cigarettes, Lucy's, right? But if you couldn't say Lucy's up in there, so because they wouldn't
Right.
sell you one. But you say fish. You say,
Oh, okay.
but usually their fish were there were 100s, which were great because you had more tobacco to work with. Uh, but they usually it was just like menthols.
Yeah. They used to have really good flavor ones back in the day, even before, flavor ones got big. Like they had cloves. Cloves were really good. You get they were the little black ones that would spark when you would hit them, and they'd spark up a little bit here and there. Those were really cool. I liked those. Those were just for the fun of it, though. Or prime times. Prime times were awesome. I really enjoyed those. The different flavored prime times, the cherry and the blueberry and all of those. They used to have some really good ones.
I knew somebody who smoked clove cigarettes. It was kind of this pretentious dude. Um, uh, and I was smoking I think I was smoking Camel Lights at the time. Those were my starter cigarettes, was Camel Lights.
Mhm.
And You know what? You guys convinced me to start smoking. No, no
And then
less
shaking.
phones.
Little did you know, Les Phones, the show is brought to you by Big Smoke.
No.
Don't do it, Les Phones. Don't do it. It's a horrible habit to start.
Jesus, no. God, no.
Why don't you try to help me
No.
quit instead of you start smoking? Motherfucks.
No, seriously. Don't anybody. If you're like, I say, I started late in life. I was like, 30, close to 30 when
Boo.
I started. Yeah.
Jeez.
So I was working in TV. I was a news producer, right? So very small outfit, right? But like sometimes the herd would go out to go smoke. The thing was, when you worked at a TV station and you wanted to get the real dope about what was going on around the whole place, go to the smoking herd, and then you chill out with him. But the thing is, you can't just go to the herd and just like, hey y'all,
Mm-hmm.
be in, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They're like gangs, man. They're like initiations. Like you smoke, they look at you like you don't smoke. So it started with a puff. I mean, I'd had cigarettes before. It wasn't like my first time ever having a cigarette, but
Yeah.
I smoked one, and then the next time I came out there, I bummed another one, and then I bought a pack. And once I bought the pack, that was it.
Yeah.
The whole cycle started.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. When I hit 18, I had a local or a Chevron gas station, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go, it's a rite of passage. You go buy yourself a pack of cigarettes, especially in like, the early 2000s where we were still trying to live off of the 90s still. So, you go, oh, I'm 18 now, I can buy a pack of cigarettes, and then that was it. Like, I didn't have to go steal from my mom or steal from my aunts anymore. I just go get my own now.
and my sister, my middle sister, she was a smoker when I was growing up. She did one of those, like she was working this co-op job through high school. So like she'd get out of school at like noon and then go work at the I can't remember where was she working, some chicken place, I think. Um, no, Les Bones.
Have you ever
Never.
microdosed? Do you microdose?
I've never. I've had mushroom tea before, but it didn't really take. It was like
Yeah. I haven't microdosed myself, but my brother does, and he says it's great. He loves it.
I would actually like that. I need something to straighten out the old brain brain wires now and
Yeah.
again. You know, I
I could see how it
think
could
we all
help
do.
people for sure.
Well, I mean, if it's okay, so this is my understanding. I've never had LSD, but I hear LSD is much stronger than mushrooms. Is that right?
It's just acid, right?
Yeah.
It's no, I think mushrooms, at least in my own personal experience, I think mushrooms are stronger, but it's definitely a different ride.
Um, because I mean, my only real experience is pot is the Mary Jane.
Mhm.
Um, you know, the electric lettuce.
Yeah. Well, my cousin microdoses too, but he's like dealing with PTSD because he got blown up in Iraq. So in like 2007. So I can see like how why microdosing would probably help for him. I just don't think that because I'm not a like even the like microdosing isn't like it is technically drugs because it's the mushrooms and stuff like that. But I can't do a lot of really hard or any kind of like hard drugs or anything because of my epilepsy. So it definitely stops me from being able to do any kind of microdosing because I'm absolutely terrified. Like I don't even take any pills stronger than like ibuprofen 800s, because anything stronger than that, I'm like, I'm gonna have a seizure. Like, it's just gonna happen, you know? So I just don't do it. But I've seen people who do it, and it seems like it fucking works. So
Yeah, I mean, I know I've seen there's studies with THC on people who have seizures. I've been having like grand mal seizures, like these really bad ones. My sister had epilepsy when she was growing up as a kid, and it's very bad episodes. So, but you know, she had prescriptions for it. You know, if maybe she would have had that or mushrooms,
right.
maybe things. I mean, she's got it under control now, but you know, yeah, that stuff. Those are. I mean, I was just reading this what Shake and Bacon said in the comments. He said that
Yeah.
studies on psychedelics always show amazing results. Big Pharma is scared of them because it would massively cut into the profits. That's exactly what it is. It has nothing to do with morality. It has nothing to do with, oh, we need to study it some more. They've been studying this for they knew this shit 50 years ago that there's nothing wrong with pot. As far as like, it's particularly for medicinal purposes too, like for stress, anxiety, depression. You know, I mean, cancer patients have been using it for years for, you know, whenever they have to take chemotherapy and they have, you know, and it makes them nauseous, right? So they would take, they would take the, you know, either edibles or they'd smoke it, and it would get them their hunger back, right? So then they could eat, and I think because that's the thing with chemotherapy is it takes its toll on your body, you know, because it's pretty much pushing poisons through your body to kill these cancers. You know, it's a pretty frightening process if you were to see it up close. I would imagine if you could shrink down and, you know, like that game Grounded, only instead of being the backyard, you're in somebody's like bloodstream.
Exactly.
Maybe the people who make that game will do one where you're up in somebody's body like that. You got to traverse through somebody's body, but you're tiny, you're teeny tiny.
Brandy says Epidoilex is made by Pharma out of cannabis. That's interesting. I've never even heard of that.
I've never heard of that. Oh, it's to treat seizures.
That's interesting that they're actually at least Pharma is starting to use cannabis now to treat seizures. Because the seizure medication they had for years, I remember, was horrible. It was, I mean, at least for somebody active, you know, it seemed like they wanted people who had seizures to take these meds and not do anything, because they like the side effect. One of the side effects, I was taking Dilantin, and one of the side effects was your joints would start to deteriorate. And I was a dancer at the time. So my wrists, my knees, my ankles, my elbows, anywhere that had a joint in it was just, man, I could crack it. It would hurt all the time. It would always be sore. So I was like, no, there's got to be something different. Like, I'm way too active for this stuff. I was even running, doing jogging in the morning too. So I was like, I'm just doing too much. Like, I can't do this medicine every day for the rest of my life and do all of this. Like, you guys are really trying to like put me in a bed or something. So that's when I had to talk to a doctor and had him secretly tell me to start smoking weed for it, because it's just, I couldn't do it. For how active I was. So, and he's all like, just don't tell anyone, you know, don't tell anyone I told you, but just go get your medical marijuana card. I'm like, okay, I'll try it. It fucking works.
Yes. And then that's sad too, that, you know, you have to get something like that on the sly. You know, that this isn't just like, you know, you could just go into any store anywhere. I know there's more and more places are starting to legalize it, but still, it's just like, it just seems like there's the means test and the means test. It's just like, look, just put it out there, treat it like alcohol, all right? Just treat the shit like alcohol, you know.
Yeah,
you're
but
probably
even
still
alcohol
gonna have
had the
like
prohibition era, so there's always gonna be a fight.
right, yeah, and I mean, here's what's gonna go down. Like once it's like totally legalized across the country, it's gonna be just like it is. The cigarette companies are gonna jump in there and start doing that shit.
Yeah, they're already
And
doing it in here in
see,
California. They've privatized and capitalized. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure Colorado and California are creating the big CEO corporate businesses that are gonna take over the other states once they legalize, so
right. So just like everything else, you're gonna have like this corporate presence in something that you really shouldn't have a corporate presence in. But that's the price of freedom now, isn't it? Today is to you got to have a corporate presence related
absolutely.
to whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I mean, look at the rail workers. They're, like, supposed to be, national public thing and privatized and everything, and they still have the government, and they still have, saying what days they can get off or have sick leave, but then they're still a privatized company. So, no, it's all mixed in, it's all together. Their government's allowing these weed companies to start capitalizing and making money, and they're gonna pick their top 5 favorite cannabis companies, and those are the companies that are gonna run America, so at least in the weed section.
yeah, and just like there was, it was just kind of, I guess, like kind of like there is today. You're gonna have like your, uh, people who make their craft beers at home and stuff like that. That's gonna be like they're gonna like say, okay, you can grow weed at home, but you can't sell it unless you get this tax stamp or this, this form you got to fill out or this thing you got to pay money to this fee. You know how it is for starting a business, I guess.
Mhm.
And but so there's always going to be the underground business too. There's always going to be some cats that are still going to get from their dudes or their people or whoever their current delivery service is at the moment. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not
Growing.
saying I'm one of those people who would still do that. Hey,
Hey.
you, baby. Um, I'm not saying that you should do that or anything to avoid taxation. That's
Uh,
that's going to go towards stuff that you don't want it to go to. I'm not
exactly.
saying that at all. Exactly.
No. Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
you can't home grow in Arkansas, Brandy. I know,
No.
right?
No, definitely not.
That doesn't mean it ain't going on.
For sure.
Uh,
Absolutely. You can't make crack either, but it's everywhere, so
oh yeah, meth too.
oh, yeah, meth
You
labs, especially out here in California in the high deserts, man, there's some nutty ass meth labs out here.
I tell you, if you could, if they would have just legalized pot like years ago, then you probably wouldn't have seen meth.
So many meth. So much meth, yeah.
And if you saw any meth at all, meth kind of came out of a desperation for cheap drugs during the war on drugs, right? Because
Mhm.
cocaine, you had to grow the coca plants, or weed, you had to grow something with. And so with crystal meth, it was chemicals, right, that you mixed together and you created something. So it wasn't like something you had to depend on the seasons or anything like that, or depend on the location of where to grow it, or risk growing it somewhere in the States. You could just make it at home, you
Mhm.
know. But they had just made pot legal, probably back in the 70s when Carter was president, if they had just made it legal, then you probably, you probably would have still had some sort of opioid crisis, but not to the extent that you have today.
For sure.
Um, and then
For
like
sure.
I said, like crack and crystal, you probably wouldn't have seen nearly as much of that either. you know.
Yep.
And plus, people
Absolutely.
would have made a shitload of money off of it too, right? Like small businesses,
Yeah.
little
It's good
smoke
money
shop.
too. It's good money too.
Yeah, it's easy money too if you know how to grow the shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
like if you have a dispensary, you want to do something where you got edibles and shit. Like all you got to do is know somebody who knows how to bake shit really, really good, right? That knows how to like make bake stuff.
It's
Who
not, you
knows?
don't even have to really bake good as long as you just know how to bake and you know the rules of baking cannabis. That's all you got. That's all you need. Because I'm a shitty
Anything,
baker, but
yeah,
I can make some cannabis brownies for sure.
right. Well, anything you can infuse with the THC that
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna put into it, that's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. It's just like as long as that tastes good, as long as the quality of the THC that's going into the edible is good too. You get those two down, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy
Yep.
money, you
Yep.
know.
Absolutely. You can even, because you can make can of butter, so you could just straight up sell the butter for people and then take that can of butter and also make and bake cookies and brownies and stuff like that to add to it. So you're like doubling the profits on there because some people will just buy the butter themselves just to put on toast or something, or to add to their, I don't know, whatever food they have, mashed
Yeah,
potatoes.
yeah, when you buy that's the thing. It's like when you buy the butter, and this is the way it's going to be once it's like normalized, or the butter. If you go to like your local dispensary or something to get the butter is going to be really expensive
Yeah.
because you're skipping a step. You're not having to do it. But if you bought the seed, like if you bought seeds and you grew your own plants and then just made your own, you would save like a shit ton of money, and you could probably make a shit ton of money off of just even a little bitty setup.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't need that many plants. If you made it like a seasonal thing, like for the holidays, there's a lot of people doing baking and cooking and stuff with butter, or you could do something, I don't know, like what is butter is if you're vegan, can you eat butter? You can eat butter, right? So what do you eat? Like
Mm-mm.
vegetable oil? What do you substitute for butter?
I don't know. Well, I guess there's like that. I can't believe it's not butter. You just have to figure out how to make it. So, like, instead of, because what you're doing is pretty much you're turning butter, you're melting it, putting the THC oil in there, and then
Right.
rehardening it. So maybe if you get like I can't believe it's not butter, like some kind of non-real butter, maybe that might work.
Yeah, I guess you could do that.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's I guess you could do that too. Like you could do some sort of vegetable oil or something.
Yeah, you can absolutely
Mm,
add it to your vegetable oil or like your canola
olive
oil. You
oil,
can add, yeah, THC into that
coconut
as well.
oil.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
thing is you can pretty much put it into any kind of baking item that you want to help bake whatever you wanna bake. It's just the temperature. That's the only thing you really have to worry about when you're baking THC is you can't put it, you gotta cook it slow. You can't put it over 250 degrees because once it goes over 250 degrees, it's just gonna burn the THC out of the actual food itself. So you've gotta do it low and slow for a while and just let it cook in it. That way that oil stays in there.
Slow.
Low and slow. That's right. Okay, so Shake and Bacon has used fake butter to make cannabis butter. Okay, cool. So yeah, then it's definite for sure.
I don't even know what you. I mean, I'm not a vegan, so
Yeah, there's
I've
fake
eaten
butter out
margarine.
there.
Is margarine? Can't you? Can't in that vegan
I have
margarine?
no idea. I'm not a vegan, so I don't know what they use.
Well, you look like a vegan, so I figured
I
you could use your powers of since they link to the hive mind.
No, I
V-
just had a In-N-Out burger double animal style yesterday. So
Look, don't talk slow at the end to make it sound like I'm crazy.
I don't know anything. I mean, I was a vegan when I was like 12 and 13 years old, just because I couldn't picture myself eating animal, but I love meat. I don't know. I love meat. I gots to
Well, I
have
grew
the
up in
meat.
this. I grew up in the South. Yeah, I mean, we had to have the meats too. It was like all kinds of meats. Chicken, mostly chicken, and chicken and pork.
Mhm.
Um,
Plus, I'm really
beef.
skinny, so I have to have that protein. Like, I have to have it. So, meat is just what's part of my diet.
We were just teeny tiny.
I am.
Do you have relatives that are like, Jimmy, you were just going to blow away one day if you're not tied down. Why are you not eating? Come here, girl. Let me get you a sandwich. You ever
Every
get?
time I go to see family, never fails.
There's always one of those. I was like
Mhm.
super skinny in high school, like
Yeah.
really skinny. I was like 6 foot, 120 pounds, 122 pounds, I think. Super skinny. But it was like I would eat and eat and eat, and I had a very high metabolism, and it just wouldn't. I couldn't put on weight that much.
Mhm.
And it wasn't until I got to college and I discovered beer. And once I started drinking beer, there went that metabolism, and everything I ate just went straight to my hips, girl.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm talking about, right? That's where it goes. It's like this is the entrance to the expressway. Bing,
Mhm.
bing, bing.
That's right. That's what happens to me. I eat and it goes right to my hips. But yeah, you're right. My parents, my family, they always do that. They always try to give me food every time I go there. And I'm just like, all right, give me food. I'll eat. I gained like 2 pounds or something. And my mom's like, look at my baby. She's getting so voluptuous. I'm like, fuck you. What the fuck?
Voluptuous 2 pounds.
I know. She'll like take pictures of my ass, like, look at Jimmy, your booty's getting so thick now. I'm like, Mom, it's not. I'm not any different. Like, I'm only maybe 2 pounds heavier. That's it.
Look at her. She's like a regular Jessica Rabbit over here.
I know. I
Look at
know.
that.
It's so weird. It's so weird. But yeah, no, my family always tries to look out for me like that because all the women in my family are big, voluptuous women. So I just ended up taking after my dad, who was small and all his side of the family were really small and really tiny. So just everybody else, looks like my mom. They're all like 6 foot tall and like 220 pounds. They're just like these big old Amazon motherfuckers. Even my brother, they're all like that, like 6 foot, 5'9". They're fucking enormous.
Yeah, all the guys in our family uh, were like that. On dad's side, they're all tall. I had a couple stepbrothers that were 1'6'5", one was 6'5", one was 6'7". I think played basketball in France or something like that.
Hmm.
And uh, and there's me. I'm 6'4". Dad was 6'2". And then my mom was 5 foot. So my sisters were like 5'3". Uh, and one was 5'6", I believe.
Nice, nice.
Little
Yeah, both of
bitty,
my kids are already taller than me. So
little itty bitties, little teenies.
yeah, that's me and my family. Like, my family is all 5'9", 6 foot, 220 pounds. They're all just these big, voluptuous women and men, and I'm over here at like 5'3", 115 pounds. I'm just like this tiny little thing. They're like, I could use you as a toothpick, Jimmy.
Well, when I got taller than my mom, I mean, I got a lot taller than her. Uh, to the point where it was just like ridiculous height difference. And but I always feared that woman. I always did. There was no, like, I don't know what it was. I didn't have like physical fear of her, but I just knew that mom had some sort of like Wiccan, magical powers or something like that. And I'm just like,
Right.
but because it just like I don't know. I never seen her use those powers before, but it's just like this feeling you have about somebody, just like I'm not gonna fuck with this person because yeah, there's something going on there. There's something
Mm-hmm.
going on there. I don't know what it is, but something's going on.
There's a ticky ticky boom boom in there and you don't know what it is.
You're like, yeah, it's like it's like that thing everybody has in their brain, whether they use it or not. It lets you know, oh, there's some about to be some fucked up shit. Let's get the fuck out of here. You
Mm-hmm.
know? And oh, thanks, Ed.
Yeah, thanks,
They're
Ed.
festive.
Mr. H,
I'm gonna
thank
be
you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I had some breakfast and then I was reading something on here and I looked up and it said 12:55 and I'm like, oh shit, I didn't have anything set up, the camera, none of that stuff. I'm like,
That's okay. I figured you either forgot or you were tired and sleeping. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna send him the link and I'm gonna let him know that it's okay if he forgot. And then I was just gonna run my show. And if you popped on, I was just gonna throw you on. So it wouldn't have been a big deal.
but I was still early. I think I was still like a minute early.
Yeah,
So.
you were 3 minutes early, so not bad. Not bad.
But the thing was, it's like I have serious hat hair, and my other hat is it's over there in the chaos that used to be the hat rack, and
Oh,
so this is I know, right? Fuck that hat rack. I love it. Love you. I hate you. Why are you so abusive to me? Why can't I leave you?
know.
Oh,
I
right. It's
know.
so cute too. It's got a great little ass. So this was the only hat that was close enough. So I said, "All right, fuck it, we're gonna get it's." I said, "It's we're in the holiday realm. What we're 12 days away from Christmas, so
Mhm. Yeah, no, it was a
it's the
good little
12 days of
surprise.
Christmas.
That's right.
What it
That's
is,
right.
right? This is the first of 12 days of Christmas.
Is it really? Is it really that close to Christmas already?
I don't know if it technically starts on the 13th or the 14th. And I don't know why there's 12 days. I think the Christians got jealous of the Jews who have 8 days of Hanukkah,
Yeah,
and they said, 8 days, we've got 12 days.
that's right. That's right. Dude, today's the 13th. I have 9 more days until I officially have an 18-year-old kid. That's
Right.
crazy. I'm
You're
gonna
like
be a mom of a grown-up.
you're gonna be the Loretta Lynn of the of the live streaming world.
Who's Loretta Lynn?
Who's Loretta Lynn?
Oh no. Did I fuck up? Shit, man. Why do you always do this to me? Now I gotta look up who Loretta Lynn is so I can be like, okay, I know who she is. Fuck.
Be kind to her, old people in chat.
Who's Loretta Lynn? Whoa, she's a singer? Country singer?
The coal
Okay,
miner's
so what
daughter.
about this lady?
What about her? I'm in shock.
What?
I can't remember what the question was. I'm so in shock you didn't know who Loretta Lynn was.
Well, because I was talking about how I'm about to have a 18-year-old daughter, and then you said I'm Loretta Lynn. So who the hell is that?
Well, she had I think she had her kids when she was young, and then she became a grandmother when she was like in her 40s, I think.
Yeah, but I didn't have her young. I mean, I had her young, but not like a minor. I wasn't a minor. I was 19 when I had her.
That's not that kind of miner. It's a coal miner daughter.
Oh. Wait.
You were so blonde. I love it.
Well, because you said it, and then Ed Heller said it as well. So I got double on it. So
not
yes, I was
mine
absolutely
or like not under 18. You're silly.
Well, okay, so did Loretta Lynn have a child while she was a minor as a child, or does she have a child while she's a miner's daughter, like a coal miner?
I don't know.
I'm so lost now.
I want to say she was 16 when she had her daughter.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm hoping my kids. Well, I know my 18-year-old is bisexual, so I'm hoping she just kind of sticks around with the girls. That way, I don't become a grandma. So maybe she'll just become a full-blown lesbian, and then I'll never become like or I won't become a grandma until they decide to adopt. That would be really nice. I would really like that. But yeah, no, I feel like I'm too young to be a grandma. But it's crazy. I've got an almost 18-year-old. It's wild. 9 more fucking days, and my ass is gonna have an 18-year-old kid.
Well, everybody like my age and probably within a 5-year swing of each of that age, uh, remembers growing up when we were little kids how grandmas and grandpas looked, and they looked ancient.
Mm-hmm.
They looked like they were like 100 and something years old,
Mm-hmm.
and they all wore the same outfits.
Mm-hmm.
They all had the same hairstyles.
Mm-hmm.
It was like if you went to the Halloween store, you get your grandma and grandma suits.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it would have. It would have pants up to here, pants up to the right below the nip level.
Mm-hmm. And then those shoes with no strings on them, so you can just slip them on.
Yeah, and now you fast forward to 2022 and how the grandparents look like. Some of these, they're like you'll probably see them on Pornhub at some point to make ends meet, or of OnlyFans,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Because some of these grandmas be like looking good. I mean, like, damn,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
what you
that's how
doing?
my mom is. My mom's only like 55 or something. So,
That's
and she's a
ancient.
great grandma of an 18-year-old.
Your mom is like horribly aged. It's like
No,
yeah,
no
she's
way.
she's incredibly old.
No
Anyway,
way. She doesn't even look old. It's crazy these nowadays how grandparents are looking. It's true. My grandma looks
I'm
old
kidding.
as shit. So seeing my mom, who's now already a grandma of like 7 kids, and she's still young as shit, it's like, damn, yeah, you're right. It's definitely changed. Is my mom single? No. My mom has been with my dad for like like 20 something years. That's so funny.
It says you don't catch no fish if you don't
That's
cast the
right.
line out in the water.
That's right. That's right. That's
Go
right.
get yours.
Brandy
Yeah.
says she's 40, but only 41 and about to be a grandma. See, that's what I'm probably how it's going to be with me with my kids, because I'm pretty sure my kids are going to have kids, like especially my oldest. She loves kids, so I'm just hoping.
Brandy's a Loretta Lynn type.
What is Loretta? What is that? What does that mean?
Brandy knows who Loretta Lynn is. I bet
Oh
you.
yeah, does she?
I bet you she does. Come on. She's only the queen of country music.
I have
That's
no idea. I thought Dolly Parton was the queen of country music.
I think she came along before Dolly Parton did. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Okay.
You said, yes, I do. I do know who Dolly Parton is.
Okay.
I mean, Loretta Lynn, not Dolly Parton.
Yeah, Loretta Lynn. I don't know who that is. I would play a
I'm
song, but
shocked.
YouTube would probably shut me down because, they hate me.
You've probably heard some Loretta Lynn songs and just didn't know it was Loretta Lynn.
Yeah, probably. I mean, is there some songs that like Stand By Your Man or something?
Loretta Lynn's her signature one is probably Coal Miner's Daughter.
Yeah,
I was born a coal miner's daughter.
I
And
have no idea what that
she was
song. Yeah,
born
I
in
see
Butch.
1971.
She's born in Butcher Holler, Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm
Which
looking at some of these songs and I don't know any of them, but I'm pretty sure just that by the titles of these, I would never even listen to these. Like, I'm a honky tonk girl. You're the reason our kids are ugly. Don't come home a drinking. You ain't woman enough. You're looking at country. Fist City. This is the
Fist City.
70s.
Fist City's actually pretty good. I like Fist City.
As soon as I hang up
gotta
the
listen.
phone, come on.
You just gotta listen to some of them.
No, when the tingle becomes a chill, I'm finished. I'm done. This is the 70s. Jesus Christ. No wonder fucking porn started getting big in the 70s. Leave it up to Loretta. It's all Loretta Lynch's fault.
Loretta Lynch.
Whatever her name is.
Loretta Lynn. You're trying to turn her into David Lynch.
Wait, is there somebody named Loretta Lynch?
No.
No.
Well, I'm sure there is someone
Former
out
United
there.
States Attorney General Loretta Lynch. There we go.
Yeah, totally in context for what we were talking about.
That's what I'm here for,
100%
all right?
correct.
That's what I'm here for, is to derail your conversation and take it a whole nother way.
You said it all shitty too. You were like, "Oh, Loretta Lynch." Like, what the fuck she do to you?
Nothing. I just hate country. I hate
Loretta Lynch.
I hate country.
Do the old world with the fingers and the days.
Right, exactly. Les Bones. Warren's gonna keep me out of the loop just because I don't know her.
I don't know. I guess it's getting to the point where it's a lot of these. I mean, it's not like she's been doing a lot of stuff lately.
Loretta Lynn?
Probably in her 90s. Yeah, she's probably in her 90s or something now. But
she's still alive?
Yeah, I think so.
Damn.
Maybe. She's
See,
still
Brandy
alive?
said she had songs banned from the radio. So, yeah. So that means she was a naughty girl in the 70s. Oh, Brandy said she died.
Oh, Loretta Lynn did?
Yeah. Oh, no. Ed Heller says the loss of Gen X cultural references will be the doom of us all. Uh-oh. But what's wrong with the millennial cultural references? We got some good cultural references. The 90s had some really good stuff.
Early 90s.
Even some of the late 90s. Like Night at the Roxbury. You got some really good things to claim off of that, you could say. Some more good cultural. I really enjoyed the 90s because I was a teenage girl in the 90s. So, well, at least a preteen and then a teen. So like Clueless and Britney Spears and all like that pop culture for sure, like the girly pop culture, I was definitely a part of it. It wasn't too bad. I mean, a little fanny and a little creepy and obsessive, but what else were we supposed to do in the 90s? Shit.
There was yeah, that's where Smash Mouth came along.
Smash Mouth. The All-Star guys. Hey now, you're an all-star. That song sucks.
That's what they are. What? Oh, I love that song. I love that song.
Well, you have to remember, I played baseball. I played baseball during that time when that song came out. So at the baseball stadium, they would play that song constantly. I hated it after a while. Just like I don't like Wizard of Oz because I was in the theater musical and I heard the songs over and over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I don't like a lot of porn music, you know, because I would go to those video stores and get in those closets. And
speaking of which, oh yes, you guys gotta update my movie watch list.
Oh,
who
yeah?
Who are you talking to over there?
Nothing.
Is that your dealer?
Oh, no. I'm precious. Leave me alone.
Or is it the blind hooker on the side of the street that you're trying to talk to, but she doesn't see you?
Yeah, I know, because me doing this would probably mean nothing to her.
Mm-hmm.
She'd just be like, I'm like,
that's right.
And she's just like,
have you seen any of the Indiana Jones movies?
Me? I didn't know this was going to be a Q&A session. I put specifically in the show rider that I wanted M&Ms, all reds, and no questions.
I got
Edit.
M&Ms. I haven't separated the reds out yet, though.
I got nothing. I got peanut butter that I'm going to slap up
I
red
don't think I've
ones.
watched the Indiana Jones movies.
I've seen all four of them. They should have left it at 3. In my opinion, the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was clear cash grab to take advantage of nostalgia with the Gen Xers who they forget the Gen Xers, but when it's time to make some money off of like 80s movies, boy, what? I remember this generation, Back to the Future, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
It's all 80s shit, when they want your cash, but when like actual Gen Xers want stuff themselves, it's crickets. It's cricket tag.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of the Indiana. Ed Heller says Raiders of the Lost Ark is a required viewing. See, I never got into those because I'm not an action movie person unless there's thriller added into the action. That's usually when I'll get into it. But if it's just straight up like manned action stuff, I'm not into it.
Wait a minute. So you said action and thriller. So like what defines thriller?
So I don't mind a lot of action in a movie, like, guns and bombs and, explosives and, the action-packed stuff, as long as there's like a thriller aspect to it. So either something scary has to be involved, something where I can really dive deep into the storyline. So like the apocalyptic movies, like 2012 or The Day After Tomorrow, those type. Like there's a lot of action in them, but there's like this impending doom that's always right there. That's the kind of thing that I like.
Well, there is Raiders of the Lost Ark. There is the Nazi threat. So there is impending doom.
Yeah, but that's I don't know. It's a little cringy.
A little cringy.
Like let's fight the Nazis and is it kind of like National Treasure but with Nazis, like where this guy like has to find these really expensive old trinkets or something?
That's what they would say about National Treasure, that it was Raiders of the Lost Ark without Nazis. I believe that's what they said at the time.
I don't think National Treasure was out when Raiders of the Lost Ark came out.
Oh, yeah. Raiders of the Lost Ark came out in 81.
Yeah, and National Treasure came out when I was a teenager. I wasn't born until 1985, so. Because National Treasure has Nicolas Cage in it.
Right, yeah. So you're saying that National Treasure is
newer than Raiders of Lost Ark.
Yeah, it is. It is newer. You're right.
Okay, Shaken says if I can watch The Day After Tomorrow, then I can watch Raiders of the Lost Ark. Okay. This is the problem with our youth. Fighting Nazis is cringy. That's the thing, though, is like the fantasy that movies put out as Nazis is cringy because a lot like me, I've met a lot of skinheads in my life. I've met a lot of, quote unquote Nazis, a lot of racist people, and they don't go around in like, the uniforms with the patch, on their arm and the hat and, the walk and all that. They don't do that. They dress like white trailer park trash with a buttload of tattoos walking around like they're gangsters and shit. So like when I watch those kind of movies where they're like, we're going to fight the Nazis and the Nazis are the bad guys, they're just so theateristic with the Nazis, like if they could just do it more realistic of to what, Nazis are, then that would be a lot easier. It's just, movies just kind of Hollywoodize Nazis and that's not real to me. So it's cringy.
Well, I mean, there are parts where people's faces melt off.
In Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Yeah.
But this is the 80s though, so the graphics have got to be really crap, like Evil Dead graphics.
I guess you'll never know, right?
I'm gonna watch it. I'm just, trying to
Oh no,
spoil
and
it.
I'm gonna watch it because stuff.
I'll still watch it. You know me, I love spoilers, so I'm gonna spoil it myself. I'm gonna end up probably sitting on YouTube watching bits and pieces of the movie today until I know what's going on in the whole movie. So.
All right, so now
Can you see me rolling my eyes? I'm sorry, Mr. H. I'm sorry. I know us a younger generation are really annoying. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have to unfortunately for you, I'm gonna have to take over your show for a few moments here. Kitty kids. The hell is this? You're doing cutaways now?
I've had them. I just don't use them because everybody else has been stealing them from you. So I just don't. You feel the eye roll in your soul. Wait, there it is. That's not true, Ed. I promise. I'll still watch it. I don't even watch things in 3D because that shit sucks too. I'm just a hater.
Okay, so I want to take over your show for a second and ask you a few questions about your 80s action adventure movie knowledge, okay?
Okay.
Is that all right? Do you mind if I do that?
Sure. I don't know too many 80s action, so okay.
Okay. Well, there's gonna be easy. They're mostly yes or no questions.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Romancing the Stone?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of Romancing the Stone.
Mm-mm.
This is an intervention now, Les Bones. Yes, we're trying to get Jimmy we're trying to get Jimmy up to speed. Okay.
I feel like I've been watching the wrong 80s movies. I've just been watching like the cult classics, nothing like down in, the deep cult classics, just like the mainstream cult classics.
Well, these were mainstream. These were hits. A lot of these were hits back in the day. Like
right,
Romancing the Stone was a big hit in the 80s. Princess Bride.
Mm-hmm. Definitely watch that. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Of course, because it's got action, but then it's got the romance in there, the go and save the princess. I watched that when I was a kid, so all that damsel in distress stuff used to get me.
Willow.
Love fucking Willow. I just watched the old one probably like 2 months ago for like the 100th billionth time. I love Willow. Absolutely love Willow. I heard Disney Plus just made a new TV series with the actual actor.
I think if you like, they're doing a TV series. Yeah, you're right. And
Zardoz, who the fuck is that?
I know who Zardoz is. Shake and Bacon. He's talking about Sean Connery.
Okay.
This movie about this flying head that controls humanity in the future. And men wear belts and straps across their thing and that shit.
I've never heard of that one.
Zardoz.
That would be fun, Ed. Me and you just watch movies like Beavis and Butthead, but we'll just sit around and watch movies the whole time. That would be fun. We could probably get away with it on if we get, I think it's like 1,000 followers on TikTok, we could go live on TikTok and they don't have any restrictions whatsoever.
Yeah, that guy Nays Garden, he streams movies on Rumble, I think.
Ooh. We should stream some movies and watch some old school movies together. That would be fun. Like once a month, just watch a 2-hour old ass video like from the 70s or 80s.
I tell you, if you like the fun of like Princess Bride and
Hold on. Okay, wait. I think you muted. I can hear myself. I can't hear you. Uh-oh. Oh no. Wait, is it me? Can you hear me?
Hello?
There you
Hello?
go.
That was wild.
That's weird. Your computer said fuck you today.
Yeah,
Is that what happened yesterday when you said that I muted you?
that was so funny.
Yeah, I know. You find out that I'm gullible, and that's just it. Now you guys are just gonna go after it all the time.
No, we would never do that to you, Jimmy. You're very sweet. You're totally not gullible, not at
Not at
all.
all.
So don't you ever think we would ever try to pull any pranks on you.
Sure. But yeah, no, watching a movie like once a month, that would be a lot of fun. That'd be a fucking blast.
You want to? Do you have a blonde wig to wear?
No, but I can go back to being a blonde if you want me to.
No. That's too much work. Just get you a blonde wig just for blondie days. Whenever you host, you'll be like, Warren, what's school? Oh God, Blondie, Jesus! And you just ask me these dumbass questions all day, just like, I really just need I need some water, but I don't know what to do. So why don't you go get a glass of water and drink some? That's a great idea. Blondie.
Oh no. Okay, we'll do it one day. I'll just act like a blonde. I'll just dye my hair blonde again. Make Jimmy watch Logan's Run. I haven't seen that one either.
Logan's Run. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. There's a lot of good 70s sci-fi movies that we can watch together. Just not on YouTube.
Yeah. I don't think I've watched a lot of 70s stuff. I think like Doctor Who is pretty much the only 70s stuff I've watched.
I mean, obviously the graphics are going to be dated, you know.
For sure.
That's the thing. It's like when you remember seeing Star Wars in the movie theater for the first time to now where we can just basically recreate everything in Star Wars digitally. We don't even need people hardly, just voices. You know, to know what you had back then and to see how technology has come along. You know, if you're just somebody like maybe who's like pretty young and only knows like the last few years of what technology's done, they can't understand what it's like, you know, back then to not have internet and shit like that, you know. Just like I didn't understand how my parents, my dad grew up at a time before plastic. That's how old he was. Yeah.
Like, I know it's so hard to comprehend that people would get their milk from a milkman. That's wild.
Yeah. And then they would just leave their empties out there and the milkman would pick it up and the milkman would have sex with the wife. That's part of the job description.
Or before alarm clocks, you know, before alarm clocks were invented, there was a guy that used to come and his job was to knock on your door and wake you up at a certain time in the morning.
Right. Yeah.
Shit's
before alarm clocks.
Yeah. I couldn't even imagine some random person waking me up at my front door every morning. There's just no way. Motherfuckers would be answering their door with their guns now.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much LA and New York in a nutshell.
Right. Yeah, if usually somebody in LA and New York is knocking on your door in the middle of the night, you're not answering it, or you're answering it with your gun for sure.
I tell people, like, if you're gonna come to my place, because I live in a building and it has like an outer door, and it's like a really small little foyer there where the mailboxes are, right? So you got an outer door, you got the inner door, and then you go in the building, and then you have your apartment door.
Mhm.
So you have like 3 doors you have to go through to get in here. And there's a buzzer down there that FedEx and people like that will use. And you can hear it throughout the whole building. It's not like for individual apartments, because this is like I said, this building's old as fuck, and it's like probably rigged up with like chewing gum and tin foil and broken dreams, that kind of thing. So they don't have like individual like bells. So
Yeah.
I'll hear like boom, 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 or I'll hear the doorbell ring. And it's like if I don't know you're coming. Nah, fam. I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't
God.
answer the door.
So you've got 3 doors that you have to pass through before you even get into your front area, like your living room, your home.
Yeah, it's just like there's the door to the front door to the building. There's an inner door, and then I go in, and then there's our individual apartment doors.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's 3 doors before I actually get into my space.
Jeez, that must suck if you really have to pee. Like if you really, really had to pee, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't.
Well, I'll tell you this. When I first moved here, I had a roommate over close to this train line, and it always seemed like at the time when I get off the train, it was like maybe like a 5 to 7 minute walk from the train to the door. Fortunately, we lived on the first floor, so we didn't like when you walked in the 2 doors there, right at the end of the hallway, and boom, it was still 3 doors, but there were a couple times when I got off that train and I'd get to the block where I lived on, and I'd turn onto that block, and my bladder would be like, okay, we know you're close to the house. Get to stepping.
Yep. Every
Let's
time.
keep moving. Let's keep moving. And I
Yep.
mean, oh shit, you barely get in there and
Barely
almost
made it.
make tinkle sauce.
Yep. Absolutely. I couldn't imagine.
Almost made it. Yeah. So,
Yep. Yep.
yeah. So anyway,
Get
yeah, so
your
there has been
paws off my computer. Get your filthy paws off my computer.
Kid.
Dude, they are both right here. This is nuts.
Oh, what a sweetie. Those
Nope.
cats got nothing but love for you and your camera.
And my camera. That's exactly what they want. Oh, it's a hat. Good Lord, buddy.
He said, that's fine. You get this ass end.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm dealing with.
Rub my cat coin on you. Yeah.
Yep.
That's so precious. What's up, John?
Good morning,
Good to see you,
John. Meow says that plastic was invented in 1907 and that your father remembers life before plastic. I think what he means by like plastic as in like, the throwaway plastic where you get literally everything is packaged now.
Yeah, like commercial plastic, I think.
Yeah.
But my dad was born in 23, so he was born when plastic was around, but it wasn't like you didn't have like plastic. I don't think you had plastic anything. You didn't have plastic bottles or anything in the home for a while.
Like water bottles. Yeah, not like that.
Yeah, everything was glass.
Right.
Like you would have glass jars and stuff like that. But good call, Meow. On that. Guess it should have been more. Yeah, I guess like because I guess when I was a kid, I remember there was plastic sandwich bags and stuff like that. So we had stuff like that. We had those commercials for Glad bags. Remember those?
Mm-hmm.
Kitty! Oh, that is too precious.
He is too much. Dude, give me my hat back. Stop. He's trying to take my hat.
That is he in your lap?
He's right here. Good Lord. He is psycho today.
Psycho Kitty!
Yeah, he's always psycho, but yeah. All right.
Okay.
Should we get on some news?
Yeah, it's only an hour and a half in.
Yeah, I figured I'll probably just cover like two things. That way I can get something to clip for today. And then that should be good enough because it's Tuesday. So Joe Evans has his show on tonight. So I should only do like 2 clips.
Hey, it's just your world. I'm just paying rent, you know.
John, thank you. Thank you for the $5. Yeah, we monetize.
Money, yes. Money is so good.
I know. I'm so excited. KRTD says thank you.
You done made that cat even wilder, John, with your donation.
We'll leave that up for a little bit. In PEI Canada, they still use glass over single-use plastic because they're on an island and it creates too much garbage. Mm-hmm. I would love to get glass stuff again. That would be fun.
I like glass.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a little on the like. It depends on what you were getting in glass too. I guess too. Like, maybe they used to get you could get 2 liter. Or was it 1 liter? I can't remember. It was 1 liter, 2 liter soda in glass bottles. Yeah. Soda always tasted better coming out of a glass bottle.
It sure fuck does.
I don't know why. Why is that?
I don't know.
A kitty's attacking your hat.
I know. That's Burton for you.
Kitty!
Kitty! I don't think I'm going to be able to wear this today with him. He's just going to end up taking it off eventually. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, bacon. If you get a Pepsi or whatever, it's all glass. It does taste so much better. It did. Like when I was kids growing up, we would have glass bottles of like Coke or Pepsi, or we always like it was like getting Barks root beer and Barks cream soda, and we would make floats out of those. So we get some like French vanilla ice cream, and then just make some root beer floats or cream soda floats.
Speaking of that, okay, because you were making fun of me last night. You guys in the audience, is it weird when it snows to go scoop up all like the, like there's that top layer that's nice and clean. There's nothing wrong with the snow. And you get a cup and you scoop up all that snow and you pack it down and you put a soda in there and you got a slushie. Tell me you guys don't do that because you were making fun of me last night because of it, telling me that I'm gross and disgusting. Is it gross? You're still gonna make fun of me.
Look, if you like acid rain soda, I mean that's fine. Whatever floats your boat, I guess.
You've never like got a cup and like packed your cup full of snow from outside and then put some soda in there and made your own slushie, like a soda slushie. Yeah, exactly, Ed. Exactly, Ed. The fresh snow, like because I have a patio out here, so it's like that.
He's not a doctor. Don't listen to Ed about nothing like that. Ed knows. Ed thinks pizzas. Ed thinks swimming pools full of sauce are called pizzas.
I mean, it's delicious. So. See, John thinks I'm gross. Okay, so maybe it is gross. I've grown up doing that my whole life, like eating snow. Just eat the snow.
Look, all I'll say is it's like Frank Zappa said, watch out where the Huskies go. And don't you eat that yellow snow. Exactly, Ed. Just don't use the yellow snow.
Exactly. Yeah. As long as you don't eat the yellow snow, then it's fine. But if it's like the clean stuff that just fell and there's like this thick ass layer, you can scoop off like the first, inch or two all the way across wherever you're at and, make it into a slushy. It's so good. I was thinking about doing that today with coffee, like a coffee slushy.
That's weird.
That sounds
That's
so
really,
good. Is it like take the frappuccinos, like the little bottle frappuccinos, put it in a cup with a whole bunch of slush, like snow in it? Coffee slushy.
That actually sounds pretty good. But
And pizza pools. I had one of those pizzas the other day, like one of those Chicago ones where it's like literally lasagna.
it is, right? It's like, this is not pizza.
It is. I had to eat it with a fork. I was like, no fucking way. Is this Chicago style pizza? Like, I really think I had Chicago style pizza. It's crazy. It is. It's
Listen,
like lasagna. It's nuts.
I'm going to give you just a little bit of advice because you're going to be dealing with these Chicago fools
I
on New Year's
know.
Eve, right?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, do not get into this pizza contest with them. Do not
I'm
start
not.
talking about this pizza
No,
because
I've tried.
you won't hear the end of it,
I know.
right?
Yeah. Well, because
Ed
I come at
Heller
it with
puts on
like,
this.
have you guys heard of California Pizza Kitchen? Do you guys like the thin crust Alfredo sauce pizza? And they just throw me to the side like I'm just some skinny, blonde, gullible person. They're like, nah, we got good pizza. I don't want to hear about your shitty ass thin crust Alfredo sauce pizza.
Ed Heller puts on this like this professor smock, right? And he has like this stethoscope for some reason, and he'll go into like the history of pizza and like what the dietary needs are, what kind of
Yep.
just all the shit about pizza that you never knew or cared to know about, and that's why I always ragged them about the pizza in Chicago. I actually do. I do like Chicago style. I like the fact that it's like a lot of sauce and stuff like that. But,
This motherfucker just called me Noodle Arm California Pizza Eater. Thanks.
aw. Well, I've noticed Ed on his streams. He's not a skinny boy. Then when you're drinking 8 gallons of pizza sauce with your pizza slice. Deep dish requires scuba gear. Deep dish requires that you have some sort of snorkel training, and that you're not afraid of depths of deep depths. We already won. That contest was rigged, John. Everybody knows it.
Oh God, you guys make my cheeks hurt. Why do you do this to me every time?
My cheeks hurt, but it's only because I sit in this one position for too long.
Not those cheeks.
I was talking about my sitting cheeks.
Do you really not move around very much when you sit there?
Why are you so interested?
Because I can't sit still. So I have to move around. I get nervous.
I move my legs around. I have to like uncross and cross my legs and do all that stuff. So.
Oh, okay. I've got a back tailbone, so usually I have to like sit on either this cheek like this way, or I'll have to sit on the other cheek like this way. I can't sit straight because of my tailbone.
I'm kind of like that too, but it's because I've OD'd on no acetol when I was younger, and it just disappeared overnight. And but yeah, I get uncomfortable.
I swung too high on a swing set when I was in my late teens, and I jumped off and I did not land on my feet. And ever since then, I've had a brutal tailbone. It sucks so bad. I hate my tailbone.
Did you have a vestigial tail?
What's that?
Did you have like in humans we used to have tails, right? And then through evolution
Mm,
or Jesus, depending on who you believe, we lost our tails, right? But
yeah.
there's still like a little bitty bit at the end of our tailbone that is our tailbone, the coccyx.
Yeah, I don't have like an extra tailbone back there. It's just bent weird because of when I hit it when I was a teen. So instead of like, you know how it's attached to your tail or attached to your spinal cord and just supposed to go down straight like that, mine goes down straight and at the very end it curves to the right a little bit.
Yes, Adams wants to know is
I do
Jimmy
not.
has a tail?
I do not have a
He does.
tail.
She
It's
has a
just my
tail.
tailbone is like bent weird because of falling on my ass. Plus, it didn't help. Like, I guess in the mid to late 2000s, there's always like trends, even in the stripper world. There's like trends, and it comes to like dancing, there's trends too. And at the time, there was this really big trend where you would like pull yourself up on the pole really high, stick your feet out straight, and just slide down till you smacked your ass on the stage because it made a really loud sound and it catches people's attention. And I've done that quite a few times, so probably never did anything to help. I was told by uh, a palm reader that I was going to have a bad tailbone, and it's come true. So
It's an odd thing to predict.
I know,
Uh,
really fucking weird, but she predicted it right.
your
I'm
tailbone will be funky.
Well, I think what happens is with those people, what they do is they read body language too while you're there. And she probably just saw that I was sitting side to side instead of straight. So she probably just kind of guesstimated from body language that I probably have a tailbone problem. Because now that I've studied a lot of that stuff, it's a lot of when you're reading cards and reading palms and stuff, there's a lot of, guessing when it comes to a lot of things. But there's a lot of reading other people's body language too while you're looking at the cards and stuff. So I kind of guesstimated that she probably just tell from my body language.
Yeah, they're pretty smart about that. Body language, kind of
Psychology.
leading questions. Yeah,
Hmm.
you know,
Yep. They're really good
since
psychologists.
there's a presence I feel that help guide you in life. Begins begins with a begins with a T. Uh, Teresa.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
What?
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 Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Something about Teresa. Who are you talking about?
I was talking about like how they lead you with these questions. You these palm readers and like
Oh, yeah, yeah,
astrologers
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, sometimes they will, yeah. Or they'll ask you the question like, are you looking to take a trip or a vacation or something? And then they'll say it too. And then that's when the person will come back with like, okay, yeah, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing. So yeah, usually it's like leading questions and stuff. But I mean, sometimes when I've done tarot reading cards, sometimes they work without even having to do anything. I'm just like, don't even tell me because I'm trying to test myself to see if I'm capable of this. So don't even tell me your question. Don't tell me anything. Just, shuffle the cards, put your energy in the cards, let me put down the cards and just read it and see if it goes with what you have in your head. And some of the times, man, I would get it right on the dot with people. So it just depends.
Um, it does depend.
What?
What?
Did
How
you
did
hear
you
that?
get that in there? How did you get that in there?
Shake Shake and Bacon said they said the name of the show. Drink.
Oh,
Uh,
is that what we're doing now? Is that what we're doing now? We're drinking every time That's right. I need
let's
one
go.
of those little like little things that I have here, the little video clips
You
with
have,
what in it.
yeah, I was about to say you could probably pop something in there, right?
Make something, yeah, and put it in there. All I have is a help one, which you saw, the cringe one, which you saw. I've got a hi one for new people to say hi, and then the Hello Darkness, My Old Friend song one. Yeah.
IBS Adams, go.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
feed the machines too much.
Bye. Thank you for coming by. Okay, yes. Sorry, you're right, Johnny. Too hottie. Thanks for coming. Nice to meet you. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We should probably get on a couple of these stories. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All
I'll be
right.
good, I promise.
All right, all right, all right. They're pretty quick. I'm hoping to get probably about like 7 to 10 minute clips out of these, so it shouldn't be too long to get through these. So you're
Okay.
drinking a coffee, though it does seem like a good drinking rule, right? Yeah, just drink some coffee once every time somebody says what.
Right.
All right,
Every time somebody says what?
says what. Okay, so something happened that was really funny this week that I thought you might like and be interested in watching. So Dave Chappelle was doing a a comedy show this week, and Elon Musk came on to the stage with him,
Ooh.
and it seems like there's a little bit of mixed reaction, and definitely cringy to see Elon trying to be cool, but here we go.
I bet you they gave him a standing ovation. They just love him there. They just love him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just wait, you'll see. This is the actual video, not like somebody else, like a news coverage person covering it. This is the actual video of it. So here we go.
Make some noise for the richest man in the world.
Why does everybody dress like Zelensky these days? What is up with that? That's just lazy.
Look at him just standing there.
Cheers and booze, I see. Elon.
Boo.
Controversy, buddy. Weren't expecting this, were you?
Oh, that was a little cringy. He's all, you weren't expecting this, were you? He is so cringy. Oh God, I can't handle him.
Like some of them people you fired in the audience.
Usually people who are like these billionaires are like these like socially awkward people to
He
begin
definitely
with.
fits the
You know?
bill.
Those of you booing.
What is this, radioactive people theater? I think this was just the only recording that had gotten out for people to see. I think the original poster actually took it down, but a lot of people ended up getting the video before the original poster took it down. It was just some random person at the comedy show. So I thought that was really funny. I mean, you can see the mixture of reviews. I mean, it seemed like what it was is like there was people that were booing were just the constant, and then people that liked him were applauding. So they would do the applause, and then it would go down with the applause, and you'd hear the constant boo, and then they'd applause again. So it's just the boos were constant. It was just the applause were up and down. So, which I think was really funny. I think when Dave Chappelle made another joke there that I didn't hear on this actually that I remember. He was saying he ended up making fun of some of the people in the audience trying to like save himself or do something. So he was saying that the people that were booing, if you would notice that they were in the back of the stadium in like the cheap seats because they were probably the ones that got fired from Elon. Because I guess this comedy thing was out in Silicon Valley. So
Oh wow. Yeah.
yeah.
And that would make sense. that there were a lot of employees there, especially if it was in Silicon Valley like
Yep.
that. So,
Yep. So I think what it was, to me, it seemed like maybe maybe Dave Chappelle brought him on in that air onto the stage in that area to kind of get that reaction, because you can't go to do a comedy show out in the area where Twitter or where Elon just fired a buttload of people and not expect some of those people to come to that show.
right. Yeah. I mean, and to see Elon there too. Well, and they probably knew that he was going to be there. It's like, why are you poking the bear? Uh, I know that's not he's not your boss or anything anymore, but still, just like it's kind of sad to have that. That's just like, especially Dave Chappelle's got enough on his plate too with like controversy and stuff like that. So
I know. Why did he add another thing on top of it? Like, are you asking for it now?
I mean, unless he thinks everybody loves Elon Musk, and that's not true at all.
No, I mean, he could probably think that. I am pretty sure Dave Chappelle is still, he might act on stage like he's not in his little elitist bubble, but I'm pretty sure he's up there in his little elitist bubble. I mean, he even talks in his comedy shows about how he mentally separates himself from the poors. So, because he always says, like, I'm not the one that's gonna, get in trouble or, have to worry about taxes. It's all you. I know how to work the system. So he's said stuff like that himself where he's in that bubble. So
Yeah, yeah, and there's no way he's going to break out of that bubble or even attempt to change the system in that respect.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, say what you will about Dave Chappelle. I think he's funny. I really do. But at the end of the day, he's still like somebody with a shit ton of money too, and a shit ton of financial interests in
Hmm.
capitalism. So he's not going to be like, you know,
Yeah.
he's going to do the very minimum that he can do to make it look like he's actually doing something where
Hmm.
he's not really.
Well, same with Elon Musk too. I mean, he's like this multi-billionaire that's got all these companies, but he's not doing much of anything to really help anyone. I mean, he's just capitalizing on things and asking the government for more free money. And that's what pisses me off too, is like Elon and Bezos and stuff like are going to go down in history books as like these really rich entrepreneurs that supposedly quote unquote helped the economy and stuff. Just like uh I don't like Benjamin Franklin and the rest of those inventors and stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure that those guys were all rich. Some of those guys were rich fucking assholes as well. And it sucks knowing that like in 100 years from now, Elon Musk is going to be known as like this genius CEO entrepreneur guy, in history books. But we have to live with this fool, like with this stupid shit, like this cringy ass shit, like Dave Chappelle comedy show.
Yeah, I mean, well, now it's come out about Edison. Uh, Edison used to be we used to hold him in high standard.
Yeah.
Um, when we were kids, he's a great inventor and stuff. But then over the years, you find out, turns out he bought a lot of patents from other inventors.
Yep.
It wasn't him so much inventing this stuff that just buying up patents. And a lot of it was from Nikola Tesla too.
Yep.
Who's a fan favorite of mine.
Me too.
I'm team Tesla in that regard, not the car, but the man.
Yeah. I mean, that's also too what Elon has done. Elon has stolen some of Tesla's stuff too, and even named his own cars after the guy. Like, how much more brutal can you get to a dead man? And the guy's fucking dead, and he's already had so much stuff stolen from him, and you're just gonna sit here and not only steal more, but then you're gonna name him after it. That's some real like putting salt on the wound right there.
Yeah, you'll spit in the face.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all he was. He was a rich kid. Same with Trump. Trump was like this rich kid, and his dad gave him like $100 million or something to start the company. They of course now these people started these businesses from scratch. There was no just toiling and suffering. All of them had some sort of rich person background where they were able to work on this kind of stuff. That's what happens with a lot of inventors these days now, right? You have to have some sort of financial backup in order, if you're trying to actually create something that you can market, that you can actually make money off of, you have to take that time in design and development and all that stuff. And if you're doing that and working another job too, that's taken away from your making your designs and your ideas work right and to look good and that kind of stuff. So
Yep.
you know
I say
and these,
nowadays, if people are going to invent things, like I was telling you guys yesterday, if you're going to invent something nowadays, it needs to be something small that you can do on a daily basis that you don't realize would make your life just that much easier. And that seems to be the way to go nowadays, to invent stuff to make it big. Like I was just telling you guys yesterday too, that little 12-year-old kid. I personally, for years now, have, every time I hang up my Christmas ornaments on my tree, I don't get the curved wire things because they just drive me nuts and they fall off the tree anyway. So I will get string and I will tie it through the holes, and I would, make a little loop, and I would loop it through the Christmas tree every year. So that's what I do with all of my Christmas ornaments, is I do strings with loops on my Christmas ornaments so they don't fall off. I never thought that it needed to be invented. It's just something that I've always done for a really long time, just because the wires bother me. Come to find out, a week ago, some 12-year-old kid and his mom patented that invention and now are making multi-millions of dollars because they patent it, package it, and are putting it out on shelves. No one has patented that idea ever. And so this now 12-year-old kid is a multi-millionaire from creating the patent and the idea of something that a lot of us just do on a regular basis without even thinking about it. And that's where I think people are going to start making a lot of more millions, is those simple little things that make it that much easier in life that just are annoying normally.
yeah, I mean, and that's been the trend for the last few decades too, is to create products and technology that makes life simpler.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right. Because we've came up with all the big things, like when we invented things back in the day that made life simpler, it was ovens, washing machines, and dryers. Dryers were a huge fucking invention for people. Refrigerators was a big thing. Like, you can't really come up with a newer idea than that, with those things. So you've got to go now, since all the big stuff has pretty much been, like, I guess, invented and evolved, you've got to find littler things that haven't been yet.
right. Well, I mean, like, look at these smart homes now. So they've taken technology and put it into your everyday household appliances, no matter how big or small, and you can so yeah, you can like have your refrigerator set to certain times to where you want to thaw it out or something, if it whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Or you forgot to what, I don't know, I don't have a smart home. My home is very I like to say my home is street smart more than it is book smart. So so
Mm-hmm.
I don't if I say something in this room, uh people will just think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
uh,
I can't wait till we
it's-
invent, like in the movie The Fifth Element, where the girl puts like that thing on the plate and then puts it in a microwave, and then like 2 seconds later it dings and it's a full ass chicken. I can't wait for that. That would be sweet.
there's people working on that stuff. There's people working on Star Trek replicators too.
Mm-hmm. I
um
just found out today they're coming up with they're really starting to get a grasp on nuclear fusion, which is cool. So we might be able to have that. That creates a great amount of energy and a massive amount of energy for people, to where we wouldn't need, oil and all of that anymore. We probably wouldn't even need solar or wind anymore if we can do nuclear fusion. So that I'm really
yeah.
excited about that.
They're also looking at with these recent trips to the moon, right? Because Artemis, I think, is the Artemis missions. That's the
Mhm.
ones that's going to the moon.
Mhm.
Because there's helium-3 on the moon too, and that is something that they're looking at for. I guess if they're serious about going to Mars, they really need to have some sort of base of operations on the moon,
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Because that way you're already less. You don't have to worry about the gravity of Earth when you're taking off. And like I said, they have helium-3. If they can find a way to mine and process helium-3 into fuel on the moon, then they got plenty of rocket fuel. They don't have to. We could be just doing that. Like we could be shooting countless ships to Mars right now from the moon, sending supplies and fuel and stuff like that. So when the humans actually get there, they'll have all this stuff waiting there for them to basically just unpack and put everything together.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yep. Yepers. You and that kitty, I swear.
He just keeps coming to me.
Look at the face.
I know, he's so precious.
The face is so much content. It's like,
He loves it. He loves being in like these positions. So I got to keep my bathroom door closed because he goes into my sink and just lays in my sink bowl. He's so cute. I'll give Elon's company, SpaceX, credit. Oh, God damn it, Cat, though, for reinvigorating space discovery. Reusable rockets was a pretty awesome invention. Yeah, I agree. Oh, you want my hat, sir?
Yeah. Necessity is the mother of invention. So, whatever we're going to need here in the next few decades, we're going to have to invent it. We always have.
Yep.
The question is, how much is it going to cost people? That's the thing.
Right. Well, that's free government money for them from the government. So, that's not going to cost us anything. It's just less money for us as a society.
Exactly. I mean, that's the thing. It's like if we really put our minds to it, we probably already could have been to Mars. We could have been like, in generation ships leaving the solar system, trying to go to Alpha Centauri or something.
Mm-hmm.
But greed, and this notion that profits over people is the way to go has really held humanity back.
Yep,
a lot.
Definitely. It's definitely stopped progress, forward moving progress for our country. Definitely, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's the thing. It's like they say, oh, people don't want to work. It's like, no, people just don't want to do these shit jobs that are considered work, but it's not really work. It's not really what for humans should be doing. If we're to, to grow as a society and to advance in our knowledge and to evolve in all kinds of ways, doing these little putting people in these shitty jobs like that. That's not advancing humanity. That's slavery. I mean, more or less, it's definitely wage slavery. Like, and they dangle that carrot of health insurance. It's like, you better not leave. You better not mess up and get fired because you'll lose your health insurance. So yeah. So.
Yep.
But I'm Debbie Downer. Don't listen to me. It's always on the low.
All right, I got two more. Okay, so this one's really quick. This is about our Los Angeles representative, Kevin De Leon. He recently got into a fight with a protester. It's really quick, not too long. It's through Philip DeFranco's show because he actually did a really good job on showing some of the previous scuffles he's had with this same person. So this is interesting. Have you heard of Kevin Daly in Los Angeles? You asshole. Sorry, not you, my cat. He keeps taking my hat.
Those hats are great. I love these hats.
Oh man. Okay. So you know who have heard of Kevin De Leon?
I mean,
Okay.
well, I've heard of him, yeah, but I don't know
He was one of the representatives about a month or two ago that was people were wanting to have step down because that one representative in LA made that really racist comment about the other representative and his son. And so
Yeah.
she ended up having to step down. There was a group of them that were doing that, and I think like 3 or 4 of them with her, and Kevin De Leon was one of them. And so ever since then, people out in LA have been protesting the shit out of Kevin, wanting him to step down from office and get out, and he refuses. He will not. And now it's just gotten to a point now where instead of just ignoring the crowd of protesters and people that are protesting, he's now fighting back pretty much. Like he's just throwing punches and shit. And so this recent one that happened, it was at a what is it, like a gift giving thing for like the local community for poor people that can't afford presents for their kids. It's kind of like that kind of thing, come and pick up, like a Toys for Tots type thing. And so this protester joined or came in there and started protesting him and following him around, protesting him. And so this is what happened.
Then what better way to show off your Christmas cheer than a good old-fashioned fist fight? Christmas in LA, baby. Specifically, this starts Friday evening at Lincoln Park in Los Angeles, because that's where more than 100 parents and children gathered for the tree lighting celebration. You got kids dancing in pink tutus, playing in a snow pit outside, even a DJ playing holiday songs. It's a fun holiday event, at least until this happens. So those are protesters calling for the resignation of City Council member Kevin De Leon. And while he was there in a Santa hat handing out presents to children, if you don't remember, he was also one of the 3 council members, including the council president, who was on a leaked recording that sparked outrage last October for being racist. Or that was when you had one of the people there saying their black colleague handled his son like an accessory and compared the boy to a monkey. And De Leon specifically saying the man handles his son like a Louis Vuitton bag. And while the other participants in that recording have stepped down, De Leon is the only one who's still in office, and there have been protests outside his home for months now. And so on this day, after the protesters show up, they chase him around the auditorium for several minutes, calling him racist. Meanwhile, you have families watching the spectacle, and eventually the protesters corner him in a back room, and what happens next is disputed. What we do know is that De Leon engaged in a physical altercation with an activist by the name of Jason Reedy, and both sides have since claimed that the other battered them. But you can see the pair standing nose to nose in this video, at which point De Leon claims that Reedy thrusted his pelvis into him and then headbutted him, though it's not clear whether their heads connected, and if so, whether it was intentional. But, I mean, whoever started it, you can see De Leon shove Reedy into a table and push him down a hallway, with Reedy punching him at least once. So what we're seeing in the wake of all of this are very polarized reactions. You have some saying, hey, you can protest, but don't ruin this community event for a low-income neighborhood. But then you've got activists arguing they have to do this because normal channels of public comment and protest haven't produced any results. And as for the other city council members, some condemned the activists, with one even calling the incident terrorism. But at the same time, you had others taking the opportunity.
Which really pisses me off. Like, leave it up to the Democrats for like something to happen where protesters get into a tizzy with like people in political office and they're automatically called a terrorist. Like, I don't know. To me, it's like, it seems like, you know, how they do with the Republicans in like January 6th and stuff. Like, they're all terrorists. Well, if so, now would we want to protest somebody that we don't think deserves to be in office? Now we're terrorists. Oh, okay.
Reiterate demands that De Leon step down. Though as of recording this, he has not and continues to refuse to do so. Now, as far as the physical altercation, you have the police investigating, though nobody's been taken into custody right now. So we're gonna have to wait to see what happens there. But actually looking into this, this is not the first time these two have gotten physical. Right? Reedy's actually been protesting De Leon for months now. And back in March, when he was filming him, the councilman reached to block the camera, allegedly hitting him in the face. And then at another event, Reedy was taping him, and again, De Leon reportedly pushed one activist and grabbed the cell phone from another. So that's where we are. We'll have to see.
So De Leon obviously has like a violent history. So it seems like maybe, you know, that's just what he does. I don't know.
But for everyone else outside of LA, I hope this has been a just introduction to the garbage fire that is Los Angeles politics. And then
there you go. It's a good little introduction to our Los Angeles politics, right?
I miss Los Angeles so much because of stuff like that, and their jaywalking. They were very rabid about the jaywalking.
They are.
I'd never seen any place like that. Was just like you get cops lurking around the corners waiting for you to jaywalk so they can give you tickets.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. De Leon is an establishment hack for sure.
Yeah. And
It's crazy.
there needs to be more of that kind of stuff too. Like the guy, what's his name, Jose here in
Oh, you went muted again. His computer hates him today. Nope, nothing. Can't.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You know what it is? I'm sitting
What
here
is it?
messing around, and it's the cable to my thing. I'm sorry. I don't mean to ruin your magic picture show.
No, it's all good.
I was sitting my foot like right here, and it would hit the cable, and the cable went. Boop.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. So what were you saying?
You muted me again.
I did.
Why do you keep doing that?
One of these times I'm going to mute you just so you can freak out.
I gotta tell everybody this. So yesterday I said I accidentally muted a tab that her show was on, and then I got back to it. I was on the phone or something. I came back to it. I was like, I can't hear her. I was like, so I put muted in the chat, and then I noticed I look up at the thing. Oh shit! And I clicked it, and then I could hear her. I was like, and she goes, I'm not muted, you liar. And yeah, so
well, then you got a hold of me after the show, and you were like something about muted, and I'm like, did I really? I am so sorry. I don't even know how I could have done it. I wasn't even on YouTube chat to even mute you, so I felt bad. I'm like, how did this happen? What did YouTube do? Why did YouTube mute you? I was so worried.
I was gonna ride that pony all day too.
You were?
But I said, nah, I was. I was gonna be like, yeah, you somehow reached out through the interwebs and muted my computer where I couldn't hear you.
Mm-hmm.
And only me.
Yep.
Yeah, and you were like, how does that happen? I almost wrote you back and said, well, you should probably Google that and see.
I was going to, all right. I would. I totally would.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Momo, same. I'm not shedding a tear for De Leon at all. I mean, you could just tell by just those videos alone, he definitely has a problem with violence. So let me see if I can find.
And they deserve what they get. Sorry. I mean, they're these elected officials. They know what they're getting themselves into, and they know what people want. They know people are like complaining about all kinds of real stuff, and you don't help them out, people are going to come after you now. That's the thing. It's the new normal.
Yep, exactly. Trying to
happen.
Find the. Here we go. I think this is the actual video of it, of the fight, so that way we can see what they said. Oh, I got to turn the volume up. It's like Kevin's pushing him back. They're trying to get in.
Hello everyone, we just watched.
It looks like he kind of not headbutted him, but definitely pushed forward on him. Is this guy gonna talk now? Because I don't want to hear him. I just wanted to watch the video.
God, he looks like what's his name from that movie?
Who? Kevin looks like he could be on our show right now.
I know, right? His headwear would totally fit in.
Absolutely,
make that happen.
Absolutely would.
Why don't you call this guy up and say, "Hey, I want to ask you some questions about your hat," and then you could ask him like real questions.
Yeah, that's great.
And he looks like American.
We could definitely do that.
It's like American Psycho there. Not that.
Yeah. Guy. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too, Ed. Maybe when they pushed the door, that was just getting a little too much for them. They, had to stop it. I can see like where they were, maybe the the media and the politician was saying they shouldn't have gotten into the back. But like, how many times does this person have to protest, Kevin, when everybody else during that situation a couple months ago all resigned, but he's got this cocky attitude where he doesn't feel like he needs to resign either. So yeah, people are going to protest him, and if he can't handle the fire, then if he can't handle the heat, then get out of the fire. Step down, let somebody else, take control. We just got Kenneth Mejia as city controller for Los Angeles. I mean, get rid of De Leon and we could probably put in somebody that's decent, at least. Kenneth Mejia is awesome. I'm so excited that he won.
I'm not quite sure what's going on the LA scene now, as far as like I'm sure the pandemic made things a lot worse, as far as like the shit libberiness is concerned.
It's made everything a lot worse. The pandemic really brought out mental health problems in a lot of people. I was just watching the news yesterday about a lot of teachers are who loved their jobs, absolutely adore their jobs, are quitting because the kids are just unruly now. I guess there's like teachers that are having kids that are biting them, and you keep kids at home for 2 years to where not every family's that perfect fixed family, and you keep this kid stuck for 2 years. Yeah, you're gonna lose everything that you worked on in school with that kid. Absolutely will, especially if they don't have a good home life. So
yeah. And now, and the good, what kind of home life you're going to have too when you're all locked down too, and your parents aren't working, and
yep.
A lot of people were in a very bad financial situation because of that stuff too. So a lot of uncertainty about the future too, that can affect a child's attitude once they go into a school and they've been shut down for 2 years. I'm kind of like that too, to be honest with you. I go to the store and I'm just like, I just want to go back home.
Yep.
And that's probably how some of those kids are. They're just like, I just want to go back home.
Mm-hmm. My kid was the opposite. She's like, can I please go back to school?
Wow.
There's my Canadian fighter. That's what I'm talking about. Let De Leon and that guy fight it out in a boxing match and see who wins.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure De Leon probably get his ass whooped. That other guy looked like he had a good reach on him too.
Absolutely. We'll save it for Boxing Day. We'll let them fight it out on Boxing Day.
Right, because in Boxing Day, that's what you fight it out for presents.
That's right. That's right. Fight it out. I'm telling you, I'm going to wait for somebody that I know who's got a car, and me and them are going to go fight it out, and I'm going to win that car. It's going to be mine. You know what sucks, though? My family is doing an white elephant gift this year, so it's technically going to be like that kind of Boxing Day for me and my family coming up, because you know what white elephant gifts are, right?
No.
Yes, you do.
No, I've never heard of that.
You're a liar.
I'm serious. I've never heard of white elephant. What is that? You give
Okay, so everybody in the family, so me and my whole family, we do white elephant gifts. And so you'll just go out and you'll just buy a random gift, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Just buy a gift. It has to be within a certain price range. And so everybody in the family buys one gift, and you don't put a name on it, or don't put it's from anyone or it's to anyone. It just stays completely blank and wrapped. And so everybody brings in their one present that they brought. And so we all take turns picking a present out of the mixed match of all the presents that everybody bought. And you open it, and then each person takes a turn. And so what you can do is you can pick your present out, and then, or no. You pick your present out, and if you open up your present, then that's your present. But if it's your turn and you decide that you don't want to open up a new present, you want a present that somebody else has, you can not open up a new present, take what that person got, and then that person gets to pick a new present.
No, I can't say that I've ever heard of that. That's wild. That sounds like going to the flea market.
It's kind of fun
Right,
because
that's
sometimes you can end up with something you really like, and then once it's somebody else's turn and they want it too, then you end up not getting it and you have to open up another present. But yeah, it's crazy. It's really fun. I actually enjoy it a lot. I think it's I'm gonna start a fight this year on it. I think I'm gonna fight my brother. He usually always picks the really good stuff, so I'll probably get into a boxing match with my brother, which would be fun.
Wait, do you have to fight each other? I thought there was just white elephants. When blood get on the white elephant.
Mm-mm. No. There's no white elephants. It's just what it's called. I don't know why. Yeah, Ed, you can also do you can also open your present and then do a swap if you want. So like after all the presents are open, if you and like let's say you end up with a present you don't want and somebody else ends up with a present they don't want, and you want each other's present at the end once the game is over, you guys can swap your presents too if you want. So
Wow.
I just think it's really fun when like one person opens up like a I don't know, brand new headbuds or earbuds or something for their iPhone, like one of the kids does. And then it's my brother's turn and he'll like steal the iBuds from my daughter or something. So that way they have to have another present. And they open up another present. It's like a $25 gift card to something. They're like, oh, this sucks. I wanted the iPods, you know. It's so fun to see the little fights back and forth. But my
Yes.
daughter said this year that even though she's turning 18, she wants to be a part of the kids. She doesn't want to be a part of the white elephant gift. So she wants just get her
Aw,
presents. So
I know. She started to. Did you tell her that there's no grandfathering into the program? You have to once you turn 18, that's it. You got to do the adult thing.
no, I told her this is her last year. Well, yeah, I mean, I told her this is your last year. I'll give you this because your birthday is so close to Christmas that there's nothing we can really do about it. So this is her last year in the kids' table, and then she's got to come up to the grown-ups, which during eating time and stuff, she definitely sits with us more than she sits with the kids. So she already feels like she's grown up. She just wants more presents because she knows that this is like the last year she's going to get a buttload of presents from the family. Because once our family turns 18 and are grown-ups, we don't get shit from the family anymore. So
Hit the road.
hit the road. Exactly. Make it on your own, bitches.
My dad said, "You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here."
I know.
And I would say, "But Dad, this is home." As he said, "You don't have to come home."
But you can't
Can't
stay
stay
here.
here.
Yep.
So
I know, it makes me so
that's
mad. My parents told me the same thing. They're like kicking my ass out, telling me I can't live there anymore. I'm too old. But my daughter's about to be 18 and like they're not even saying anything about her moving out. Like she could live there until she's 25 and they don't even give a fuck. I'm like, that must thanks, mom. As a mother, I understand, but as your daughter, how fucking dare you?
I know, right? But you see so many people now who are like in their 20s and even 30s still living at home with their parents.
Yeah.
It's a mutual thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I told my kids they can stay here as long as they want because I couldn't. I hated having to live out on my own. You know, I was literally like a month out of being out of my mom's house. I was living in my car and my mom didn't care. So I was just like, I'm never going to do that to my kids. Like my kids will always have a bed to sleep in, always have heater, always have a shower. You know, I couldn't do that to my own kids. So that's why
No.
I'm like mad at my mom now for letting my daughter stay there. Like, how dare you not do this for me and make me suffer my first 10 years of adult life? But my daughters, who I've already told you that I was going to be opposite of you, you're acting like me now and letting her stay there. Like, that's my kid. Give her back.
Well, that's psychology.
I know. Parents are crazy.
You know?
I know. Yes, Momo, my daughter is turning 18 in 9 days. I was talking about this at the beginning of the show. It's very, very weird for me to have a kid who is about to become a grown-up because I don't even feel like a grown-up yet.
Jimmy had her when she was 1.
Mm-mm. I had her at 19, so I wasn't too young. I mean, I was still young, but 19. I feel like I was probably still young because I don't even think I lost my virginity when I was 18. And then I got pregnant at 18 and then I had her at 19. So I had only been having sex for like 9 months or something before I got pregnant. I very, very, I was not taught anything about the real life from my parents. So protection, any of that stuff, I was like, I had no idea what any of it was. So I got pregnant very, very fast. Definitely learned my lesson on that one for sure.
Yeah, I got knocked up a couple
You got
times.
you got knocked up a couple. Where are your babies at? In a toilet drain somewhere?
On several floating pieces of Kleenex.
Oh no.
Uh, but no, I hope they could swim for it. Just keep swimming for the
Just
coast.
keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming, boys. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's-
Brandy, I have some stepkids, my husband's kids that are a little bit older. I have a stepson a stepson, wow, a stepdaughter that is 25, 26, and then another stepdaughter that's 23, 24. And I also have a step grandson too. So technically I am a grandma. I couldn't have birthed those two girls because I would have been like 12 or 13 or something when they were born, but yeah, I'm a step grandma for sure. That's fun. That's a
yeah.
lot of fun because you don't ever have to see because they live in a whole nother state. So I don't get to see them very often. So like doing little things here and there for a little kid that loves you as a grandma, but it's not like you didn't birth it. It's super cool. Like I was telling the audience I think it was last week. He'd lost his first tooth, and I had found out on Facebook that he had lost his first tooth. So we gave him a call that morning and was like, I think the tooth fairy got a little mixed up and he put some money under my pillow. So you had some free money from the tooth fairy from us that we got to send to you, just so we could be, a little part of something that goes on with his life to show that, we're a part of it. So now anytime he loses a tooth, he's going to give us a call and ask if the tooth fairy messed up and put money under our pillow. So just cool little things like that, knowing that there's just this cute little kid out there that is a part of your family that you get to do little special things with, that you don't get to be a part of all, the motherly stuff, the having to put him to bed, having to deal with the crying, having to deal with the whining and the diaper changing and all this, the downtrodden stuff that comes with being a parent. The grandparent is kind of like the shining light that you missed throughout with your own kids, which is cool.
Yeah, I noticed that with my parents. Whenever my sisters would bring their kids over, and they were totally different with the boys, and with my other sister's kids than they were with us as kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, but my sister says that we wore them out, basically, and so by the time the grandkids came around, they were just like, "I'm so tired." Yeah, just do whatever you want.
What? You guys would wear the kids out?
No, well, the kids would wear them out.
Oh,
I would. Yeah. I had the secret of just giving them a lot of sugar and letting them run around.
Mm-hmm.
Then they crash,
Mm-hmm.
and this is when I'd babysit my nephews. My sister would get home. She said, "How'd you do that? How do you get them to sleep?" And it's like, Mexico.
That's right.
Mexico.
It's magic.
She
Secretly, it was
never
just a
asked
bunch of candy, and like 3 hours later, so they'd crash.
Yeah, and you got to do the candy early too, because it takes a little bit for the candy to kick in full bore.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get them to sleep at a certain time, you have to like as soon as the parents leave, okay, here's some candy,
Mm-hmm.
and eat it now, kids.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the clock.
Yep.
And then like soon as like an hour before they get it home, the kids be done running around and just, this, and then you feed them and then you put them to bed.
Yep.
That's the secret of parenting, y'all. I'm not even a parent.
That's right.
At least
right.
not that I don't know of. So anyway, I digress. I've said too much.
My daughter has a child. No. My stepdaughter has a child. She's 25 though, so Ward got knocked up. Pretty sure that's just called pegging.
Pegging. I don't get that.
Don't worry, it's okay. It's okay. Sugar's just crack for kids.
It is. It really is. It's
Yep.
I remember in the 70s and 80s they had these commercials for weight loss products, right? And it would have amphetamines in them, you know, and
Mhm.
that's why like you see these commercials, these housewives like they're like vacuuming the carpet at like 3 times the speed, like woohoo, smoking cigarettes and
Yep. They still make some with them in there, with that stuff in there. I remember when I was a little bit thicker and I was trying to lose weight back in like the mid 2000s, I tried to do one of those diet pill things. And yeah, it got me twacked out really bad. I was like, no, I can't. That's crazy to me how they can do that. Pixie
yeah,
sticks.
that's funny. That's how yeah, you know, Pixie Six. That's yeah, pretty much. That's what you
Yeah.
feed those kids.
Kids are
Uh,
snorting that shit.
yes, kids. They do with the Tide Pod shit too. Kids are just stupid these days. They
Yeah,
really
Sam,
are.
my daughter would tell me that kids were bringing pixie sticks to school and snorting it.
Ah,
Fucking
doing
sugar straight to
later.
the brain. That's nuts.
Right, man. It's that straight Colombian sugar too. But
Right.
it's so pointy. It's not like you'd have to use like you'd have to use not the granulated sugar, the powdered sugar, right? When you know to because otherwise the granulated sugar would just carve up your sinuses, when you think.
Mhm. I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean if you're gonna snort sugar, I guess, you know,
Yep. So
do
even
no
Shake and Bacon
harm.
says it. Even when he was in school, kids were snorting pixie sticks. Yep. Different kind of booger sugar. I mean, yeah, if you were, that's like a literal term for booger sugar. So for sure.
It's safe to say that over the generations, the kids have always been pretty stupid.
Yes,
And you'd
definitely.
like to think that a lot of them learned from their mistakes.
No,
And hopefully some of them did, but pretty
no.
sure a lot didn't.
At least these kids are just eating things now. Like they're doing weird, like licking things, like licking ice cream and eating Tide Pods and stuff. Like in my days, we had Jackass, so we were like stealing shopping carts and like ramming them into fucking bushes and shit while we were in them. You know, so we were doing some pretty hardcore stupid stuff back in our day too. So
Yeah, you'd hear a lot of stories about backyard wrestling.
yep,
You know, people jumping off of roofs of their house onto
yep,
the tables, and
yep,
why would you do that?
yep. I know being a kid is crazy.
I'm just okay, sure. I don't know. I guess I don't know. Maybe I wasn't a wild child, but I just never thought any of that kind of stuff was fun.
Yeah.
You know,
I
practically.
definitely enjoyed stealing shopping carts. I loved that. That was a lot of fun. Me and my sister have some really good stories in shopping carts.
Yeah, that was before the days they started putting like magnetic locks on the wheels now.
Yeah, yeah, when you used to be able to just take the cart around town if you wanted to. It was so much fun. So much
Mm-hmm.
fun. Oh god.
Yeah, Piggly Wig. There was Piggly Wiggly carts all over the place in Wiggins. Somebody take one out the store and just keep on going.
Yep,
You know,
yep.
free
We'd have,
cart.
Albertsons ones or, like, Walmart ones. No, Walmart started doing them really early, the magnets. I think it was Albertsons was the grocery store that didn't do magnets, so we would steal them all the time.
I know, right? Just have like this whole
Yep,
collection of carts.
yep,
Uh,
absolutely. I love it. To still to this day, me and my sister talk about shopping carts. It's so much fun. It's such a fucking blast.
I always liked like I would have like my nephews when they were like little, and I'd put them in the shopping cart, and we would just like we pretend like we're just driving crazy around the store, and
Mhm,
they loved it. They were just I would we'd just do the coming around the corner kind of thing, like the cop cars just
mhm.
flinging their
Yep,
ass.
yep, absolutely.
They they loved it. No one would ever do that for me when I was a kid. They wouldn't. I was too big at to one point to get into the basket part. You know where you sit in the thing. and then they wouldn't let me sit in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Ruined my childhood, man. Just ruined it.
Aww. I'm sorry. All right. We got about 20 more minutes left. So you got
What?
anything? Yeah. I know. Crazy, huh?
Oh, I was supposed to bring something, wasn't I?
No.
Oops. I didn't. I know, but I really should have brought something.
You're fine. You didn't have to bring anything. I mean, I still have like a couple more stories we can even talk about. So I just didn't. I'll just save them for tomorrow. So
This is your show, baby cakes. Whatever you want to do. I mean, I'm here for you.
that's right.
Here
That's right.
for you.
Shake and Bacon says in his head he still makes car sounds when he turns a shopping cart. That's awesome.
Hell yeah. You can make that, that the wheels scraping on pavement like that, going around the corner like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's all those shows were like in the 70s and 80s, man. Dukes of Hazzard and all those cop shows, man. Cars be, coming around those corners all wild and shit. Loved it. So good.
Yep. You guys are crazy. All right. So what do you got coming up this week?
Well, I'm going to wash my hair.
Mm-hmm.
And said, well, that's kind of weird to just wash hair. So I'm gonna take a full shower instead.
Okay.
So that'll include a hair washing and rinsing for those who are keeping score at home. So yeah, I asked you if I could be on the show today because I felt bad I didn't do a show last night. I didn't have a guest lined up, and I was just like, I just wasn't really in a good space to do a show of the quality that I like to keep it at. You don't like half-ass much around here. Some
you were
things
pretty stoned last night too, so.
I was not. It wasn't until like my dude came by. The dude
that's right.
By, then I got really fucking Scooby Dooby Doo.
That's right.
I was Scooby Doo.
You were.
I was laughing.
You were in a giggle mode last night. It was so funny. Floor Less Phones wasn't stoned and just watching us laugh at nothing.
I think you prefer me stoned than sober, which makes you a pretty shitty friend.
I prefer you either way. I'll enjoy both. I just get to be more mean to you when you're stoned.
Because there'll be no backlash because I
right.
won't remember what you said.
Exactly.
Look, I get as good as I give, so I feel there's nothing wrong with some harmless making funsies.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, you make fun of the way I say legs and eggs and all the rest of those, so I got to get mine in when I can.
I know. I love that. I welcome that kind of stuff too. So yeah, any kind of weird shit that I do, feel free to call it out, man. I mean, I have no idea what kind of weird shit that there is.
I love it. You were so funny last night. You actually like fell asleep, and I was like, Warren.
You sure did. We were playing ground. Dude, no, wait a minute. We just got done playing Grounded, right? And we were still on Discord, I think. We were talking. Yeah, and I totally passed the fuck out.
You did. Like 3 times. You got some power naps in there. And then you would wake up and you would hit your pipe again.
Well, that's when I know when it was time to hit the pipe. It's when my eyes open. So when your eyes, that's a rule. When your eyes are open, grab the pipe.
That's right.
I don't think that's how that works.
That show was so funny.
It was fun. That was good times. No, it wasn't even a show, was it? We were just playing.
Yeah, we were just hanging out last night playing video games.
Yeah, this was for the very select few people of 3 people.
Yeah.
Got to see that show last night.
The cool group.
That show was hot. The show was far. whoop.
The show was not public.
That's right. It was for private consumption only.
That's right.
But that's the thing. You'd rather you like seeing me stoned than you
It's
do
fun.
sober. Is that what
It's fun. I like both. I actually do enjoy you sober, but you're fun when you're stoned.
You like it better when I'm fucked up, right? You were such an asshole.
No, I like you better when you're sober. I just do have some fun when you're stoned.
Right. When did this become an ABC after school special? Okay.
Once I got blocked on YouTube from PBS, so now I'm turning this channel into my own PBS.
I would be PBJ.
All right.
Peanut butter. I got nothing.
Peanut butter and jelly. Now you make me wish I had that
PBJ.
little music, that peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. Way up, way up, way up, way up.
Peanut butter.
Oh, that takes me back. Those are the good old days when the internet was just wild.
Peanut butter jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time. Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at?
Now there you go. There you go. There you go. Such a great dancing banana, Ed. Yes, absolutely. Back when the internet used to be golden.
What was there was something that said that you're like a banana without the B is a pineapple? What? It's something on Twitter
What?
yesterday. A banana without the B is a pineapple. What? I can't believe that I was stupid.
That
enough
person
to
must
sit
be
there.
stoned too. That's got to be some either dumbass shit or like really genius stone shit that I just haven't put together yet. How does that make sense?
That sounds like some shit you figure out when you're in the chat of Chicken City. Because that's all those fuckers talk about, that kind of shit. So, you know, there you go.
Oh, did they have
Fuck
another
them.
one called Ice Cream and Cake? Interesting.
Oh, the ice cream and cake? Wait a minute, who was the group that did peanut butter jelly time?
I don't know. That's a good question. Peanut butter jelly time song.
Peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time.
Car Freak. Somebody on YouTube named Car Freak 0801 has 4 million views on it.
Wow.
14 years ago.
Um,
Oh, the artist of the song are the Buckwheat Boys. I have no idea who that is.
the
Buckwheat
Buckwheat
Boys.
Boys.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
that's what it says. The artists of the song are the Buckwheat Boys. Fucking crazy.
Buckwheat Boys did peanut butter jelly time?
I guess so. Do you know who the Buckwheat Boys are?
I do now. Peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time.
Buckwheat
no
Boys.
idea.
Yep. Ice cream and cake. They did an ice cream and cake. Damn. Milk and cookies. Are we allowed to play this? Do you think we'll get in trouble if we play this? Fuck it. We're at the end of the fucking
CBS.
No, but we're at the end of the goddamn show anyway. So if they kick us off, you guys, peace.
Ice cream and cake and cake. 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 Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Ice cream and cake, do the ice cream and cake. Now slip, 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 slide. Slip, slip, slip and slide. Slip, slip, slip and slide. Stop. Hold up, tag team. Ride with your boy, now slip and slide. Ride with your boy, now slip and slide. Ride with your boy, now slip and slide.
All right. I don't want to put it on any more longer. We might get in trouble. That sounds almost exactly like the Peanut Butter Jelly Time song. So they definitely have a genre of music.
It's food related music.
Absolutely.
That's what it is. Peanut butter jelly time, ice cream and cake.
Yep.
They should have some like
They got milk and cookies too.
Think I'm Santa
milk
Claus.
and
Fuck
cookies.
milk and cookies.
Milk and cookies. Gotta have that down. Milk and cookies. You can go get it from anywhere. Milk and cookies. Gotta have that down. Milk
hits hard.
Oh, yeah. That
Okay.
was Buckwheat Boys with Milk and Cookies.
I paused it right as soon as you said that. That was so internet gold right there. That's good. I'm sorry, but those guys rock hard. I think I just found my new favorite band, and I'm probably going to be listening to them
cookies.
all day.
Milk and cookies. I know. I was getting into it too. If I was one of these people that was to insanely even consider doing exercise, I would probably exercise to that music.
Hell yeah.
It's got a nice beat and it's easy to dance to.
Fucking A, it
Yeah.
does. Fucking A.
Milk
That's
and
so
cookies.
good.
And milk and cookies, milk.
It's a good song. Yeah,
Um,
I'm definitely clipping that out for the show later.
I
I might
particularly
clip this out and put it on TikTok too.
milk and cookies. Milk and cookies. I like their other lesser known hits of horseradish and bratwurst. Horseradish and bratwurst. Woo! Oktoberfest, horseradish and bratwurst.
You should get a hold of them. Get a hold of the Buckwheat Boys and tell them to do that. That would be awesome. Fuck yeah.
What do you think the Buckwheat Boys are doing right now?
Probably working their 9-to-5 job, most likely. Gotta suck. They got like millions of views on YouTube, and they're probably doing their 9-to-5.
Yeah, I wonder, like, do they get any of the royalties from that? Like, since it's their music?
I don't even know. I mean, it doesn't even look like they have a YouTube channel or anything. I mean, on here, the people that are putting it up are like other people. So, like this person right here that we played Milk and Cookies, his name on YouTube is called Buckwheat Boys, but he's only got 238 subscribers. So,
Oh, wow. Well, I didn't know who Buckwheat Boys were, so that the chance, and I always have my finger on the pulse of society, and so if I don't know who it is, chances are a good majority of the people, if not all of them, would have no clue.
right.
So,
But you tell them peanut butter jelly time, and everybody's gonna know what you're talking about.
peanut butter jelly time,
Yep.
milk and cookies, milk and cookies. You knew I'd like that too, didn't you?
I did not, but I'm glad you did.
What?
Apparently, they made cheese and broccoli too.
Cheese and broccoli. Ooh, 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 ooh. Cheese and broccoli. Peanut butter and chocolate.
Ooh, peanut butter and chocolate.
Peanut butter and chocolate. You get some like really good peanut butter, or you get some almond butter. Get some almond butter and get you some really good dark chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
And then just kind of grind it up and then mash it up in with the.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
So good, so sweet and chocolatey, but you get that dark chocolate, so you get a little bit of extra sin in it.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Snaky.
Dos cabros. Papi, why?
All right, now we've got 8 more minutes left. Are you going to tell me what you got going on this week now?
Me and you on Saturday night for the secret show. Wait a minute. So that's going to be the 17th going into the 18th, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So then after that, I don't know if I'm going to have a show on Monday the 19th again, because I want to do a show on Friday the 23rd, because that's the holy day,
Okay.
which is Festivus for the rest of us.
That's right.
And so Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve shows, but more technically Christmas and New Year's Day show since we start at midnight. It'll be the first thing for your new year.
Mm-hmm.
So, and for your Christmas Day, if you're into that sort of thing. Hanukkah, I don't really know. Not really into the Jew stuff, so I don't really know. But I'll have a dreidel or something at some point,
Okay.
so I won't be insensitive. I guess, right? I don't know how that
Okay.
works.
What else you got?
That's it.
That's all you got?
I have enough to fill 6 minutes.
No, it's okay. I could still talk about what I've got going on too. So.
Oh yeah, let's hear all about that.
You're so mean.
Diablo dos cobros. That's why always me.
Oh, so mean.
Oh, dos
Okay.
cobros. You always come after me.
So I got my show the rest of this week. You guys just keep an eye out for the show. 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. We've got your Festivus show. Then we've got our show this Saturday. And then you guys don't forget, I'm going to put it up right now. New Year's Eve, we've got the all-day stream with Harlan's Media, Chicago Corner, Savvy Savs, and KRTD Media. So just keep your eye out for some of the graphics that are coming out with that. We're definitely going to be putting up the host and all the panels and the time slots and everything like that. So we're getting all that going together. Just keep your eye out. That's going to be coming up on New Year's Eve day. I think that's all we have. Tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, or sorry, is it Eastern? Pacific? 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, is Joe Evans' show, The Cup of Joe. So keep your eye out for that. He'll probably be up on my Twitch somewhere, hanging out. I believe that's all I've got.
Does Joe like the Twitch? Has he acclimated to the Twitch?
Mm-hmm. He likes it a lot because people in there are fun. They're more his type of people in there. So,
Right. Does he have his own Twitch channel?
mm-mm. I've just been using my Twitch for us because if we monetize ourselves on YouTube, then we can't live stream on Twitch as well. And it's like vice versa the same way. If you're monetized on Twitch, you can't live stream it on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you could, but you can't monetize either one. And KRTD wants to at least try to monetize on all the platforms. So I just gave them my Twitch channel and told them just to gather it up and see what you could do with that.
I see.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like how Hassan Piker goes live all the time on Twitch, but then like once a week he'll go on to the H3 podcast on YouTube. So it's not his show that he's live on. So technically, like, I'm live on YouTube, but my own personal thing is this as well. And it's completely separated from KRTD. So that way we can monetize the both.
I see. That sounds very very lawyer talk to me. Maybe speak to me like I was like a human being. Jimmy, is it?
Yeah.
Jimmy.
That seems hinky is what I'm doing, like a Jackson Hinkle type thing.
No, that's God, Ed with the hinky.
I don't get it. What is hinky?
It's from this movie. You know the movie, but it's set in Chicago, and one of the guys says hinky. Tommy Lee Jones is. One of the guys says hinky. He says, "What's that?" He goes, "It means it's doesn't make any sense or something like that." He said, "Well, why don't you just say that instead of making up words?"
Okay. Is it called The Fugitive?
Yeah, The Fugitive.
All right. Ed says I need to add that to my movie list.
That's a pretty decent movie. It's not bad. I mean,
so am I doing it the right way by KRTD's live stream monetized on YouTube, and then I'm just doing it through Image Productions on Twitch? That's smart, right? That's a smart thing to do. Kind of the beating the algorithms at their own game.
Right. Exactly. If they're gonna stack the deck against you, you might as well try and do as many card tricks as you can.
That's what I was thinking.
Get away with.
That's what I thought.
Not like how everything is these days. It's just there's no real building of anything. It's just you're just kind of getting away with stuff that you can try and get away with,
But that means that's pretty much
Yeah.
life. You just do what you can and see how long you can get away with things. So, there's that. That's why there's that saying, "Do what you want until told otherwise," or what is it? I'd rather what is it? Apologize now, or I'd rather ask for forgiveness later than apologize now.
Oh, you mean ask for it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission?
Yeah, that one. There you go. That's the one.
Yeah.
You did it. Yay.
We did it! Pizza! Yay! It's my birthday!
Pizza, it's my birthday.
All day! I turned 22.
Okay, yeah, Ed, yeah. It does. It's crazy how the two platforms are working, but that's like competitor stuff too. With the two phones, like Android and Apple phone, you can do one. Certain games are free on the Apple that aren't free on the Android. It's the same thing with YouTube and Twitch. It's like you could do one, but you can't do the other. Sorry.
You can do one, but not the other. Love and marriage.
Love and marriage. That's a good show. I haven't watched that
How do you
show
know
in a
that
long
song?
time. Married with Children?
That's-
I used to watch that show like a crazy person when I was a kid. That was one of my mom's favorite shows.
How close am I to a slice shop? I don't know. There's one probably a few blocks away. It's probably a good 10-minute walk. Why? Do you want me to get you a slice of real pizza, Ed? Is that what you want? I am Mustachio. I twist my mustache when I am thinking of bad things. Oh, Mustachio. Fuck off me.
Okay, so that's all I've got. We are now officially one minute past, and I have to go to the bathroom so bad. So you got anything to sign off to everybody?
Wash your ass. Keep it clean. You know the drill.
All right, you guys.
I love you.
Get angry, get smart, get moving, wash your ass, stay high. We love you. Peace out.